celebrate the joys of life and to console each other.
Hello. I am sorry, but I must interrupt this show. You know what it is? Hey, Ham, it's time, baby. Low, this time how we do. Hey. They said, we said we lit. They said, we said we on. They said, we said we strong. They said, we said we go. We say that you heard right. 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 They said, we said we in. They said, we said we on. They said, we said strong. They said, we said go. We say that you heard right. 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 I swear that it's imminent. I've been going so hard on my penmanship. About to go in and buy me a wheel. And I pull that shit fresh off the dealership. I can leave you on red like an Xbox. Got me laughing at you like you red fox. Got you chasing Hot Wheels like a matchbox. EA running the game and it don't stop. Super cold like I'm playing for Blizzard. Got you all in my sights like Red Dead Redemption. Never gonna slip on my pimp. Better get out my way, bitch, I'm on a mission. Really ain't no competition. I'm steady grilling opposition. I'm get up and ready to win. They can play it how they play, but fuck what you say. I'm getting this money today. Last of us like a dying breed. Down the ride like a noble steed. Fatality moves, I make it bleed. That's on any game, that's on any screen. Shut up and give me your money. They said we so lit. Even if I take an L, we coming back just to show that we don't quit. They said we lit. They said we said we on. They said we said strong. They said we said go.
Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the latest installment of BullSittin on TSWS Gaming. This week, we've got Ubisoft successfully pulling off the smartest abracadabra gaming has seen in years. Whoever made this decision deserves a raise. Assassin's Creed Shadow has the worst pricing since Assassin's Creed Valhalla and requires an internet connection to download the game onto your console, even with the use of a disc. But no one is talking about any of that. What are we doing instead? We're talking about the ridiculously handsome Mozambican Samurai, retainer, in this Ubisoft Plus bait. I meant video game. I'm your host, Loke7, and joining me today is, well, Cozy's not in here yet, but she'll be here soon enough. Mr. Behind Them Sticks, Ham Solo, the man that likes games more than anyone alive. Mr. Matt likes games. Our tech specialist with over 1.5 decades in IT, Mr. Mental 9R, and our special returning guest, once again, my neighbor, less than 500 kilometers away in South Africa, Mr. Oshus. You're muted, Oshus. Just remove it.
I just wanted to say real quick before you allow Oshus, the South Carolina stallion over here, the gamecock, because that's what their university team is called, actually. The Gamecock.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Well, they should shut that school down immediately.
But anyways, I'd just like to tell you, Logan, you were making fun of me a little bit ago for not having my video up yet, and it is for good reason, sir, and you will see in just a few moments. Like, I'm rendering something, and it's kind of big.
Pause.
I don't think you're gonna want to.
Matt likes games. Matt likes games. All right. So, goodness. Timmy. Welcome in, Tim. Sapo came in here with the heat, already addressing the Mozambican Samurai. That's what I'm calling him. He's not the African samurai. He's the
Mozambican Samurai.
Let's go.
Agreed.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Raichi. Welcome in, everyone. Get ready for the salt or the sugar, depending on your perspective. Matt, what you been playing this past week? Stop muting yourself, dude.
Fallout, and then I beat Prey again. So same as last week, but pretty much just Fallout. Keeping it simple.
Oh my! All right, good stuff. Ham, what you been playing this past week? God damn it, Ham!
There you go.
Oh, okay.
There you go. I mean, I couldn't. Like I said, I needed I needed that CPU and all that stuff for that moment. I didn't want to be looking all glitchy and stuff on the screen and stuff like that. I ain't got cores like that. But anyways,
in my life.
but yeah, that's what I was rendering, was a little something that I just recently beat. So I think in perfect timing, you asked me what I've been playing as of lately.
Yeah.
You're looking at it. This is exactly what I've been playing as of lately, and I just beat the game. I give it a solid 8 out of 10. And I see a lot of people giving kind of similar reviews as I had. And like for once, like it feels like genuine, right? To where it's just like, where I'm looking at other people that are saying it, and it's just like other people that like legit get down on the game, like don't have any kind of like, as you were saying earlier, like weird anime photo or whatnot. They're like legit people that I've talked to before, I've had on my show before, and they're saying the exact same thing as me. Like, great game. Story, the crescendo is better than most of the game. But yeah, the story is pretty meh.
Yeah.
But man, that action, and me and Lo got into an argument. Do you want to get into it?
We're not going to do it right now, Ham. If
All
we
right,
have time today, we're going to get into it. But this Yasuke stuff, man, there's so many like levels to it.
Fair enough.
Oshus, what you been playing this past week?
So this past week I did a little bit of Fallout. I re-downloaded Starfield, the promised game of the generation, to just see how it runs on 60 FPS, and it's okay. No, it stutters a lot. Yeah, no, it stutters a lot.
You're such a hater.
You know? More lies of Phil. You know.
Oh my lord.
Phil and Todd Howard should take the show on the road. Yeah. And they should include, who's that other guy, the dude from Lionhead, who made just as many exorbitant. Yes, yeah. Who was it?
Was it not Matt Booty?
No, Peter Molyneux.
He
was the dude. He's the Fable guy. He's the Fable guy that promised you
another level.
That promised you that Kinect would be able to talk to you like AI does today, like directly.
Yeah. That
back
the trees
in
in
2000
Fable going to grow in a realistic manner. Yeah, we remember.
Yeah, now I remember all that. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel I feel cheated on. Like, yeah,
cheated.
No, like I just like feel like I've been lied to for the last. How long has Xbox been around?
Are you ready? Are you sure you want to say this statement?
Yeah, like it is what it is. I'm going through Xbox depression right now. As a former expert, I'm going through some heavy withdrawal. Like there was nothing worse than watching, what's her name, Sarah Bond, on that interview. that was for the ages, where she said nothing about such a significant thing, and yeah. But anyways, that's aside the point. That's not what we're really about. But that's what I've been playing. So I've been playing some Bethesda games,
and then some Copium. Lots of Copium.
But it's cool. They're gonna look better on the PS5 anyway. So I'm waiting for the PS5 Pro versions of those games. But it's okay. But yeah.
He mad.
Yeah. Anyway,
welcome in.
Glad to be here, Loke, as always. Thanks for having me, guys. I really always appreciate hanging out with you guys on a Friday.
Feels like we need to send you like an invoice. It feels like we need to do like an intervention or something. Like we're providing a psychiatric assistant.
Like, you know what? I do feel like that, to be honest with you. Like, I would have never bought a Series X if I knew this is what the BS that they were gonna be pulling halfway through. Like, I really would. I should be playing Stellar Blade right now, but yet I'm still waiting for Hellblade, which was announced when fucking Xbox Series X was announced. It's only coming out now, and I know, like, I'm just waiting to be disappointed again. I'm waiting for Phil.
Ham, bring your ass back here. Bring your ass back here, Ham. Oh my lord. All right, Ushers. All right. Welcome in, Cult
Anyway,
Classic
sorry about that. I had to let it off my chest. It's been bugging me
Yeah,
amongst other
clearly,
things.
clearly.
Glad to be here, guys.
Mishi, thanks for coming
Nice.
back. We're gonna try to be civil on the main topic because we do disagree. Mishi Miyagi, welcome in. Big Mad Mo says been lied to. How? That interview was just fine. She did what she had to do, and she told you that everything was going to Game Pass. Is the PS5 Pro even being made right now?
Well, the PS5 Pro is more confirmed than anything else Xbox is releasing. Like, what do you think? Like, you think you have you think you have exclusives? Do you think you have exclusives?
Oh,
At the
man.
time all your exclusives arrive, they're going to have PS Pro versions of those games. Like, I mean, dude, come on, we all know what's happening. Like, yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
the fact
Alright.
that we've not seen Phil. When last did we see Phil? Like, where's the lies of Phil? I
Alright,
believed in Phil
alright.
Spencer.
Has Phil been anywhere since that February emergency
No.
sort of little meet and greet that they did where he was stared at the floor the whole time?
Nope. He's not been seen then since then.
He's busy working. He's cooking.
They just
I don't
threw
know,
Sarah out
guys.
there like, hey, go out there, do your thing.
I think the man's spitting facts here. I don't know.
God damn.
I don't know.
Vincent's in love with Usher. Says this man, I like him. Mishi is also enjoying whatever Usher is selling. What the hell's going on here? Mike Johnson was crack-a-lacking. Welcome in, Mike.
I'm
the
picking
Giller,
up what he's
welcome.
laying down. I get it.
Crazy that you.
I like that Jack says, "What's going on here?" I tell you what,
Yeah.
some freedom of speech.
Pretty
A lot
much.
of freedom of speech is going on right now.
Crazy that Ubisoft put an African in Assassin's Creed based in Japan before Xbox put an African country in a global launch time picture. Thank you so very much.
They did that. Like, you know, Xbox is literally run by like I think what are those the Oompa Loompas like in freaking in Willy Wonka?
What?
Like they're so inconsistent with everything. Like that's a good example.
All right,
I
I'm
love
muting
that.
you right now. Just sit in the corner. Oompa Loompas. All right, sit in the corner.
It's like
$1 billion
Charlie's Chocolate
company.
Factory. Like that's
No.
how literally Xbox is run.
Ushers,
Like
I'm
they
going to
change
ask you
shit
to
up. Like,
mute yourself
what are we doing
before
today?
I mute you myself. I'm going to ask you to chill. All right? Because you know I'll do it. All
You
right?
don't you dare. Don't you dare. take
Welcome
away
in,
his
Jack
First Amendment
82.
right. Well, you know how
Richie.
precious that is here in the United States.
It's really
And
not precious. You guys do not
it is very
promote
precious,
free speech.
especially in your state.
You
Yes,
used
it
to.
is.
Oh, fuck off.
It is
Especially in your
know what?
state.
Texas is the only state that still upholds. It's one of the few states that still upholds the freedom of speech.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Everywhere else,
Congratulations.
that's not happening.
You chose proper.
Fuck you, man, for baiting me into saying that shit. Ricky, welcome in. So this time the doom and gloom starts. Xbox always says the same thing. The games are coming. The hardcore fans are like, next year is Xbox. Yeah, come on. Who let Guitar Head on this panel talking nonsense? I can't see the others faces since his head is so too shiny.
Man, RJ doing too much.
Move back, Ushers. Move the fuck back. What are you doing, RJ?
Oh my goodness. The solar flare.
Nice. I adjusted my lighting a bit because I thought mine was giving off a pretty good sheen there, so I backed it down a notch or two.
Oh goodness. All right. Wow. All that just from asking him what game he's been playing. Mentor, what you been playing this past week?
I'm still playing Stellar Blade. I don't know how
Yeah.
far through it I am, but just haven't had the time for gaming to rip through it like you guys did. But still working on that, and
I also haven't.
yeah. Oh, you haven't? Oh, okay, I thought you were.
No,
I haven't played
I'm
it.
the only one that went through it like a maniac.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because I'm doing
That's
like
usually what
the
I do. Though, in
completionist.
games.
Yeah.
Or at least like games like that, like games like Fallout and stuff like that. I'm a little bit more reasonable with because I know that game isn't like gonna be done in a weekend.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
but like a game. And let me be honest for a moment. Most games that I play over on PlayStation, I usually get done pretty quickly. Just is what it is.
How
And
many
like,
hours?
it's not
How many
like
hours was it?
It's and it's not that I play when I play Xbox games 100% of them, but when I play PlayStation, I just go to finish them. Like no, like I actually probably 100% more PlayStation games than I do Xbox games. Honestly, because because honestly, Xbox, in my opinion, one thing that I wish they'd kind of fix is on some of their own games, they kind of take the fun out of some of the achievements. Where I'm just like, I look at the achievements, like some of those Gears of War achievements and stuff like that. I just look at them and I'm just like, nope. I look at the Halo achievements and I'm just like, nope. I'm not doing any of that shit, like some of that stuff. But like, I look at the Spider-Man 2 achievements. I'm like, oh, that's really attainable. Same with most of Hellblade, or not Hellblade, Stellar Blades stuff, and God of War was very attainable.
Fuck no.
Shit, in my opinion, it was very, very easy to 100%. So it's just like, in my opinion, in my opinion, it's just like, it's just easier for me to hop in, do everything that game requires on PlayStation, and just kind of get out, compared to like some of the games on Xbox and stuff like that, where I'm just like Starfield, dude, good luck. like I don't know when and I'm not saying it's technically hard to 100%. It's just like, it takes a lot more time.
A lot, yeah. Yeah.
And that's
anyone
just
played
Starfield,
chasing. Or is that a topic today? Anyone played since the patch?
Everyone.
Yeah,
Oh,
I did.
no, not since the patch. I haven't touched it since the patch.
Yeah, no, I've given it a go. Like, but just walking around like the hub world and what is it, Alpha Centauri and all that, they just to see how the frame rates are. I've not been in combat or anything like that. They just, completing like, fetch quests and all that type of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, like the game is not really like there's not much that they've changed, but at least now they've got icons on the little mini map that tell you which stores are where and that kind of stuff. But
oh, you
yeah.
need something to tell you where to go.
Yeah.
Oh my!
And
wow, it's getting hostile in here.
That's
all the hostility.
You want some yellow paint?
Man,
you want some yellow
fucking-
paint brushes? You want some yellow paint on the walls, on the floor? Oh,
Does
fuck
help.
out of here, bro.
It does help
hell?
between the
That-
loading screens. It makes a huge
that
difference.
Xbox aroma is hitting for Oshus right now. That shit is hitting.
This guy. What are you talking about?
I'm enjoying myself. This is great.
All right.
All this, like,
It's the fall of a
like-
dynasty.
I
Dynasty.
I remember, like, and it's really not that long ago. I remember, like, hearing people complain about Xbox and just getting kind of like, dude, how do I get the shut the fuck up button to pop up so I can just spam that motherfucker? And now I hear it and I'm just like, it's almost like watching comedy. It's almost like watching comedy because I don't know what to tell you. I think it's funny.
Yep.
What'd you expect a $500 console to do? I turned
Well,
on
I expect
and it's
you know what? Look, that's a good question. You know what I expected to do?
Jameson,
I expected to produce the same games or the same type of level games that Sony does. Consistently 60 frames every first party game, which they've
There's
never
no
done.
there's no game that Sony makes as complex as Starfield.
Well, I
Not-
mean, like,
not one.
define complex though, because
complex
you know-
as in perfect example, the creation engine. Like
Yeah.
and this was a topic around launch too, where it was like there's not an engine like the creation engine because you can do the things in that engine that you can do. And
that
everybody
nobody
goes
cares
like
about. Like
and
having a million
exactly.
different.
Okay, exactly. Because people that was the argument. Like people like, well, you can pick up 1,000 apples and put them in a room, and everybody's like, yeah, but I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. And it's like, well, yeah, you don't, but somebody does, and apparently they do. So they put it in their game. Because they put it in their game, you got to make
Well, then,
some comp.
you know what, Matt? Then let them buy their game. Like that's my thing with them is that like they let them be the consumer of that, because what they've been doing is they've been promising us, and this is the one thing I've got a serious problem with, like with Xbox for the last decade or so, is that every single time it's gonna get better. We're going to, but the games never launch in the state that they should. Number one, number two. Everything that they promise you is never is like you just have to go and watch like an Angry Joe's review of Starfield to just
I'm
understand.
all set. I'm not watching it.
But again, like all I'm saying is, of course, all I'm saying when it comes down to it is that Sony delivers what their fans want more 9 of 10 times. Where Xbox, once in a while, they'll have a picture and then they'll hit like, oh shit, that was actually successful. That was good. Wow. Once in a while. And they've been promising us, and again, like Starfield shouldn't even be a question in terms of Xbox first-party games. There's so many games that they said in 2017 we were supposed to have by now that have never launched. Like the games that they announced back then, like even if you look at like for instance the launch of Halo Infinite, so many features were missing from that game at launch. Same with Forza Motorsports, it was supposed to be the game that defined all motorsport games going forward. It launched in a less state than GT7. And then with Starfield, a lot of people, and I've been like for the longest time, I've been trying to understand. Like, it's only up until I played Fallout 4 that I realized, oh shit, this game is actually missing so many things that Bethesda puts into their games that is just not present in this game in terms of like how the stories and everything is structured. It's just not as good as it was supposed to be. What they promised us it was, like in that big little showcase of theirs, none of that is there.
Like all of it's there. I don't know. Like I don't know. Like I legit don't know. Like what they said in that showcase that wasn't in that game, because everything they said in that showcase was factually in that game.
Factually, yes, factually, yes. But it did nothing to move the needle in terms of your enjoyment, in terms of like how expansive the actual was.
Nothing to move. They made the biggest fucking game they ever created, and it was amazing.
And nobody gave a fuck.
Well, then you don't give a fuck. That's what it is. But it's not like it's not all of a sudden, well, now that game's bad because I don't give a fuck.
It's never been bad. Like I've been the first one to defend Starfield, saying it's not a bad game, but it's not game of the generation.
It's a really good game. It got here's the whole thing with Starfield is so frustrating, because that's a game I almost wish they didn't. I almost wish they didn't even buy Bethesda so that people could just sit back and enjoy that fucking game for what it is, as opposed to like, we bought Bethesda, now on top of that comes with, hey, you have to be the best game that Bethesda's ever made. You have to be, because that's kind of what you're going for here. You have to be the best game they've ever made, and on top of that, you have the pressure, the added pressure of you're exclusive to this console. So now you're representing for yourself, and on top of that, the platform. And I almost wish, in a perfect world, that game wouldn't even be tied to Xbox. It would just be a game that went everywhere, and everybody was able to form their own opinion on it without any other stuff clouding.
Can I ask you a question, Matt? As someone
no. Let me have a quick question for Ashis real quick, since this is so pressing. Let me ask you just a couple questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you have Starfield? Do you own that game?
Yes, I own Starfield, yeah.
Okay. And obviously you got a Series X, right? Or a Series S, one of the two.
I've got all the Xboxes. Like, there's no Xbox except the original Xbox that I don't own. That's why I'm so... Yeah.
Are you interested in Stellar Blade right here?
Yes. Like, you know what? If this is the thing, if Phil had not lied,
no,
I would have bought a PS5 instead of freaking...
Before you... Yeah. I'll let you explain everything here in a sec. I'm just asking a couple questions.
Okay.
You like Stellar Blade here?
Yes, Spider-Man? I like everything I've seen from Stellar Blade, yeah.
Spider-Man 2?
Not really. Like, I don't... That's not my type of game.
The new Last of Us games?
I'm very mixed on Last of Us. Like, look, It's a
All
long
right, all right.
backstory.
No, 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 no,
I'm
no. I'm
not
not asking you to
I like the
disseminate
first
any of
Last
them.
of Us.
I'm not asking you to disseminate any of them. And then the last one is at this moment right now.
Yeah.
Do you have a PS5?
No, I don't. I
Then
have a
stop.
PS4.
Then why are we defending so hard on what the PS5 is doing and how much it's in like how much it's like pulling people in to want to play their games? Yet you're here and you don't even want to buy it yet.
No, like this is the thing. Like, and you make a very Ham, you make a very good point there. Why don't I own a PS5? It's because of the lives of Phil, right? That's why I don't own a PS5, because I believed in his vision back in 2017 when he said, we are going to now go full speed ahead on having first party games that are going to be better than anything that you've ever seen. You're going to get the best out of Xbox. That's the main reason I don't own it, because I have a PS4 and I thought the games were high quality. They were great. The only reason that, like, to your point, to answer your question in terms of like, why am I defending PS5? Because I've sat in someone's living room and they're playing a game like Stellar Blade, like, Jesus, like, look at, like, I'm not even a fan of the type of game it is, but it looks so freaking good. It looks something that's next generation. It looks like something I would have expected from a launch title, or like from a Halo launch title, for the Series X, which is their most powerful console. Everything on PS5 looks so premium. When you're sitting on someone else's and you're actually playing and you're using that controller, it feels like you're playing or you're having a different experience. Whereas with
Then why don't you have one yet? Is my question. Like, why haven't you did what a lot of other folks have done? And like, I'm gonna turn in my Xbox and go get a PS5 or this, that, and the third. Like,
because you know why I haven't done
understand
this?
it.
Because of the fact that, like, I've noticed that a lot of Sony's corporate decisions recently are very much aping what Xbox is going to do.
The whole gaming, the whole
So
gaming
it's fine.
industry is like that though right now. Like,
Yeah, but it's fine. But then there's always like,
trust out here.
yeah, you know what I did? I went and I bought a Rogue Ally. So now I game primarily on Steam. That's my primary gaming platform right now, is Steam. That's where I'm getting the most in terms of like out of my games. And I made that choice because I could just see that I'll invest in a PS5 or a PS5 Pro, which I'm thinking about. If it's a significant enough change, I'll definitely buy a PS5 Pro. But a PS5 and an Xbox Series X are almost indistinguishable in terms of like most games. But I will say this: Sony has gone out of their way to make sure that if they release a game that's first party on the PS5 platform, it is something that's exceptional, which is Xbox has not done that. The only game I can think of that stands out in Xbox that they've released on the Series X is probably Forza Horizon 5. And we're hoping that Hellblade
Hi-Fi
2
Rush?
is going to be the
Nothing?
thing that changed. Hi-Fi Rush was a good game, but it just felt like a smaller game. I played quite a lot of that game. I didn't finish it, but it was a brilliant game, in the same vein as like a Sifu. It's a very, very original idea. It's great. I love it. I love the creativity. However, it's not going to move the needle. It would have never moved the needle for Xbox anyway. But all the games that were supposed to move the needle, they fell
My thing
flat
is
on their face.
with the whole moving the needle is like, as of right now, as much as you're hyping the PlayStation, it literally hasn't moved the needle for you even right now.
Because I hear what you're saying, Ham, and I don't disagree with you. But this is the thing: the reason I've held out, like, if I look at like now, why didn't, and I don't see the point in selling my Xbox, because I have a whole ecosystem of games there that I'm happy with, that have nothing to do with but like how I feel about Xbox. However, the reason I've not gotten a normal PlayStation 5 is because I know they're releasing a Pro soon. So I want to see if that's going to be worth my while, or should I just go and invest in a PC, in a big PC, and then just go that direction going forward? Because the Rogue Ally has just shown me the value in PC and the value of freedom in PC.
Yeah.
If
you're even question that, you should get a PC. Like, if that's even a question to you, you should absolutely get a PC. If that's like even a question.
I'm really considering it, Matt. It's just going PC, because console gaming is just some contrived BS, dude. Like it's all these little theatrical things that they do and they promise. Like, a lot of that stuff just ends up into thin air anyway. So I'm good. Like, I'm done with that phase of my life. I'm gonna be a PC dude going forward.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Oshus has been watching a lot of cult classic Cage. All right, he is
I'm a big
now
fan.
worshiping at the
Go
altar
check
of
out
the
Cassie's channel.
Almighty.
She's awesome as well.
She's fantastic.
Yeah.
ECMR.
But yeah. All right. Jeez, Mike Johnson, settle down, Mike. K-Meg is not even here, dude. How can you try and throw shade at him?
I don't know how that correlates
Through his
either because K Mega
associations.
doesn't recommend people to do something that he's not doing.
Oh, all right then.
That's what I'm saying.
That was fun. We were supposed to get through that in like 10 minutes because the topic was supposed to
that
get into
never happens.
is pretty.
Yeah.
I
right.
try. I do try. We have to try. All right.
This is just the show.
Hey,
But
did you see
What?
the Diddy news?
Oh my God, the video.
What happened? What video?
Don't bring that up on stream, but
Put it
it's
up.
not
We're
good.
not gonna. I'm not gonna put the video on here. But
Right.
if y'all
Send it to
I
my
don't
WhatsApp.
care if y'all need to take a second and leave and come back.
Send it to my WhatsApp right now.
That
I
video.
can't watch it on Twitter. I can't watch it on Twitter because of
That
Mike
video
Diddy's
of what
tweets.
Diddy did.
It is
Diddy did
all
some
bad.
What did he do?
Oh,
What did he
He
Go ahead, Matt.
do?
he attacked a woman. He attacked a woman.
What?
He full on attacked a woman.
Yeah, he abused the woman that he was with.
Yes.
Oh, so like Cassie.
And it was in the hotel, and it
Hallway.
was on hotel surveillance.
Yeah.
And you could tell it was him, not just because it was his face, but also because man's running around with a towel around his waist, and you know that's
Right.
how Diddy roll.
Yeah, you know. There's no way that's not how he's dressed 100% of the time.
This man ran out of his room with a towel around his waist.
Am?
He was worried about people seeing his Johnson, but not worried about just beating a woman in public. Like
Yeah.
I mean, that's some priorities.
What?
That is not good.
I just watched it. It's horrible.
It's
It's
really
terrible.
bad.
It's
It's
All right.
bad.
Would someone send me
You-
this
Why
motherfucking
don't you
link?
just look it up, Loke.
literally just type
I don't have
in P.
internet.
Diddy assault.
I don't have
That's it.
internet.
If you don't have internet,
And
then
it's
even
so
if I
clear.
send it to you,
It's
you
like-
can't watch it.
Look, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, buddy.
Hold on. Okay, here's the video.
Get Luke's live reaction to it.
Yeah, Loke's gonna have a live reaction to watching some horrible
It
Okay,
never
confirms
mind.
everything that everybody's been
Diddy
saying about.
footage.
Fuck.
Oh yeah, it's not good.
That
It's
is-
looking
it's-
bad.
oh.
for
There's
Diddy.
no ways you can beat that. Like that is like some savage,
Like it, like if you watch the whole clip, it's like it shows you a few things that he did. Like he was like throwing bases at her and kicking her. I
Jesus,
think he
didn't
like
even
kicked her
see that.
twice. He like grabbed her and dragged her like
couldn't
2 or 3
finish.
I
I couldn't finish watching it. I
was-
watched like 5 seconds.
It was
Yeah, I watched like
tragic.
5 or 10 seconds and I had to click off of it.
I watched the whole fucking thing, man, because
It's
not
basically
like
what PlayStation's been doing to Xbox in the last 10 years.
Damn.
Yo!
we brought it full circle. huh?
Yo.
All right.
Okay.
All right.
Jeez, Oshus, what's wrong with you?
that's nasty.
He brought it full circle. You can't be mad at him.
South
He
Carolina.
needed one
I'm
last
telling
dig.
you.
He needed one
telling
last
you.
dig to.
People from South Carolina, man. I'm telling you,
I know.
that was nasty. You know what? Screw P Diddy, man.
They
Whatever. happens to
graduated from
him.
the Gamecocks to the game.
I hope
Dicks.
they arrest. I hope they arrest him.
Oh, he needs to be under a prison. He needs to be
Oh.
like
All right. Look. Fuck. Okay. Let's get
Yeah.
into the topic at hand. Yasuke, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah,
I forgot
yeah,
that we're
yeah.
here to talk about video games, right?
Dude. So this year the Animus Ubisoft memory hopping time machine is taking us back to the 16th century Japan in Assassin's Creed Shadows. Naturally, that means we'll be exploring the life of a Japanese character, the daughter of famed ninja master. I'm just going to call him Nagato because that first name, Fujibayashi. But Shadows has a second protagonist, an African Mozambican Samurai. I hate this because when a character is French, they don't say European character. When a character is American, they don't say North American character. They just say American. They just say French. Mozambican Samurai. All right? Or if you can speak Portuguese, Mozambicano. Anyway. If you're surprised to see a man of such origins wielding a katana, you may not know his fascinating true story. This is Yasuke, Japan's first black samurai and the first real historical person to be a playable protagonist in Assassin's Creed game. So let's just dive right into the center of this shit show. Right? So this is the first time we're playing a historical character. In all the Assassin's Creed games, your protagonist was fictional, and the historically accurate characters like your Da Vinci's, etc., were like ancillary and part of the, just like the crew, or they helped you perfect your weapons, etc., etc., or handle your finance if you're growing your empire, blah blah blah. This is the first time we're playing a historical character. People, first off, do we believe that the reason that this change was made to have a first historical character is politically motivated? Or do we think this is an artistic choice?
I think it's a corny choice. That's all I think. It's as corny as fuck, but anyways, that's just me.
I think it doesn't very much surprise me that they did it. And like I talked about with Ham on my show, or our show earlier this week, I just can't, like, even if they came out and said, hey, we did this because we're woke, like, even if they came out and just explicitly said that, I couldn't care. I couldn't care. I really couldn't. I'd be like, all right, hopefully the game's good. And I have like, for me personally, I think it'll be good because it's the Odyssey team that's working on it, and Odyssey was my favorite
Same
Assassin's Creed. So, but yeah, probably it's probably because of some sort of possibly political thing going on there.
I agree with Matt. Like I think
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, man.
No, I was just saying, like, I agree with Matt. And Matt is being mature about it because he says he doesn't care. I tried to be mature about this whole subject matter, but the more you just ignore it, it just doesn't get better. And then you just see these people just digging the hole even deeper in terms of like just the decisions that they make. Yeah, well, these people, what I mean by that is like, popular media, because this is all investor driven. This is all driven by activist investors. And this is not just like Ubisoft deciding we're woke today. It's all driven by investors. And like for me, like all these decisions are not good for, especially if you look at core gaming. I just don't think these decisions are going to benefit core gaming in the long run. Is trying to attract a different market. I get the intentions that, we're trying to grow and we're trying to make sure that this is a medium where everybody can be included and it's great intentions, but the way that they're going about it is so misguided. And I wish somebody could just show them and say, guys, where has this worked? Where has this actually gained you traction? Where you take an existing franchise and then you sort of do this thing where you window dress certain characters to represent certain people. And then where has this worked if you're not doing it using actual, number one, black creatives? And what I mean by black creatives is, this is a work that a black person created. And then they said, you know what? I would love to see this in game form. Why can't we have a game that is created by, like, very similar to what, and I'll use loosely, and it's not a very great example, but I'll use like Black Panther, where Ryan Coogler sort of made sure that every single aspect of that movie had something in terms of like, whether it's being shot in Atlanta and using a lot of talent from Atlanta and making sure that the creatives that are doing the costumes are from South Africa, going to Lesotho, going to
South Africa.
If it was up to me, they would have shot it. The whole thing should have been shot live in Africa, whether it's South Africa, Mozambique, going to Kenya, because it sort of puts all that stuff into like one thing. But there's no, like, what these companies do is they take a franchise that you recognize, they window dress it, they put a black person in front of it, and they say, "Hey, representation," and then everybody, yeah, we're being represented. I'm like, no, you being taken for a ride. All they've done is they've put no actual effort in rewarding actual black creatives and putting them in a position where they can actually present their work.
All
They've
right,
taken
pause.
work that exists and then
Pause.
just
Look is getting,
Ushers.
man. I can see
Now-
the ammunition.
now, like, no
I can
offense to
see the
anyone.
ammunition
No offense,
falling.
Matt,
Oh shit!
Ham, and Mentor. I need you guys to sit for 2 minutes. All
I
right?
need to hear what
me
you
and
got to
Ushers-
say, Loke.
Me and Ush is about to have a one-on-one,
Yeah.
heart to heart.
Go for it.
I'm
And
excited.
you know when Americans are like, "Oh, rock up, let's do this, roll up or whatever," dude. Me and you can literally do this, all right? Because yeah, all right. So first
You're
off,
I'll
both in
drive to your
Texas?
house, Logan. It's just 500. It's just 500 Ks, bro.
that's all
I'll
it
drive
is.
to your house.
It's 6 hours. It's 6
I
hours.
didn't know
That's
you
all
guys were both in Texas. Well, that's
it is.
cool.
No, like I said, Otis is in South Carolina, but
Oh,
Texas
okay.
has just recently joined
Oh,
the SEC.
All right.
There you
Texas
go.
has
There
just
you go.
recently joined the SEC, so
All right.
so now they are bitter rivals.
Okay. So before I come at you, Oshus, Sapo, the protagonist for Assassin's Creed Liberation is Aveline de Grand Pré. And
Yeah,
I might be
I know
wrong.
that.
Wikipedia might be wrong, but it says that she's a fictional character. That's what it says. Oshus.
Yeah.
So the thing that first like ignited my interest with having a discussion with you is, first off, I know that you're not someone that comes into a conversation in bad faith. All right, so we can have a discussion and disagree and keep it moving. All right. So my issue with what you just said just now is I don't think it makes sense to say that, how can I put this? Like with the whole Ryan Coogler thing, it's not fair to say that we expect this to be done with black characters, right? But then if white characters did that, or if with Asian characters, if they did that, then it wouldn't be fair. Because what you're asking, in my opinion, is for them to please everyone. And there's no piece of art that has ever been made that pleased everyone. There were people that were offended with Metal Gear Solid. There were people that said it was fine. But it doesn't change. For me, I think the focus needs to be on, is the game going to be good? Is the story going to be good? But this view that you have, this view that you have that they shouldn't have made it a black protagonist because it's in feudal Japan. That's not a good.
That's not the view I have. It's not the view I have. Okay, but please, sorry, Log, to interrupt you. Please finish. I'll make my.
That was pretty much it, brother. That was
okay.
it.
So it's not the view I have. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, if this was 2016, and then which is when we expected a Samurai Japan sort of game to take place, like in terms of like what everybody was looking for, a samurai or a Japanese-based Assassin's Creed game back then. Even if this was 2016, 2015, and then they released this exact same trailer with the exact same characters, I would have been one of the first people to say, yeah, fuck yeah, this is awesome. But I'm so jaded with the shit I've seen in the last 10, like, let's say 5 to 10, like, not even 10 years, like, let's say 5 years, in terms of how deliberate the pandering is, that, like, I don't have faith. I don't have good faith that Ubisoft is doing this because of the fact that they think this is going to be a good story. I know for a fact that Ubisoft in so much shit in terms of like the, you know, like the amount of not like the amount of like people accusing them of like dodgy practices, the work environment being a sexist place, and all that type of stuff. They're so deep in that every single freaking Ubisoft game has a freaking a DE what is it, a FEI disclaimer telling you that we are diverse. We're a group that everybody here is kumbaya, and we have different people from different. The moment you have to tell people that BS, it means that you're not doing that. You're not doing what you're supposed to, because if you're doing what you're supposed to, then you don't have to preach to people that look at me, I'm doing the right thing, I'm doing what everybody says you should do. Go start up any game that's been released in the 5 years from Ubisoft. It's got that same disclaimer there that all our games are made by diverse people, blah, 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 blah.
All right.
And I'm supposed to believe that they did this out of good faith because they thought Yasuke's story was worth telling? No, I don't buy it.
So you're assuming Ubisoft's intention because
because of the fact
I haven't played this game.
Well, no, but like me having played this game, but like my thing is like me having played this game or experienced the game. Like again, I love and I enjoy most of Ubisoft's games. I even enjoyed Valhalla, despite everybody saying it's very bloated.
I'm not Assassin's Creed games. Okay.
Yes, cool. I in fact I'll go as far as saying I'm a fan of all Assassin's Creed games starting from Origins up to now. I was not really a big Assassin's Creed fan.
Yeah,
I really love the mythology, and I really was looking forward to playing a genuine Japanese. I wanted to see what they would do differently from, let's say,
genuine Japanese. What does genuine mean, bro?
Newsflash: there's 99.9% different stories from that era, starring, or that could have been told starring a Japanese.
Again, you're saying genuine. 0.001%. What does genuine mean?
A black guy. Come on.
Yeah.
That is the definition of pandering.
Pandering. Oh, I would be with you. I would be with you if this guy had never existed. IRL.
He existed, and I don't even care. Like, okay, look, this is the thing. I was like,
but he did. There's no chick with purple hair.
As you said, I live 500
of her ass.
I live 500. I have a page. I have a page that is dedicated to just African history, and I posted something about Yasuke 3-4 years ago on that same page on Instagram. I am very much aware, and in fact, the late Chadwick Boseman, I believe, was in a project to star as Yasuke. So I've been following Yasuke's story for a very long time. It's very close to my heart because it's close. It's a Southern African story. But I asked one question with all these freaking historians, these homies that just popped out of nowhere. Now they're historians. Yeah, he wasn't really. What is this? What's the dispute between him being a samurai and a retainer? Yeah, he wasn't a retainer. He was a samurai. I'm like, bro, tell me, what was Yasuke's African name from Mozambique? But that's not what they don't even know where he comes from. They don't even know like the culture. Like they don't know the man's actual background and how he even got to Japan. They're more obsessed about the fact that he is in Japan and he's a black samurai. They care more about that than his actual origins as a black man in Africa. And I have a serious problem with people having this. Like they want to be associated with. It's the same reason I don't like shows like, for instance, what is it, the Witcher show specifically? Because unlike the game, which is like tries to be historic in terms of like the era that it's supposed to portray, they just shoehorn. There's just a random black dude standing behind the queen, and for me it breaks immersion because I'm like, who's that guy? How did he get there?
This is something that I do on a regular basis. Yeah. But I thought you already knew the rules. But we're not here, like especially when you get into these one-on-ones. I ain't talking about those guys. I'm not talking about these people. I'm talking about you.
Fair enough.
I'm talking about me right now.
Okay. Is there a specific question or a specific thing that you want me to address there?
Like, what's your
because
problem?
I'm telling you that I don't feel that like Yosuke. I just feel that everybody is applauding him because of the fact that he's in a Japanese setting. Same way they would applaud him if he's in a European
setting. Everybody. I'm talking about when.
Okay, so what do you want to know from me? Like, do I?
Like,
what do you want me to?
What's your problem? You specifically.
That's my
everyone
problem.
Else, dude. What's your problem with Yasuke?
My problem is it's
in Assassin's Creed.
Okay, my problem is the fact that I don't see this. I see this. To me, it's insulting. It's insulting to black artists. It's insulting.
Why is it insulting?
Because there's people that have actually
like these ideologues. Don't become like these people with purple hair, dude. Don't tell me about your feelings. Tell me why you have these feelings.
I have these feelings because you're being manipulated. They just blackwash a character and then they window dress him and then they put him in a European or an Asian setting and then they say you being represented. Yay, we've done you a solid. You good to go. Meanwhile,
They blackwashed
real
an
representation talks
already
about
black character.
who?
What?
He's no, you're missing my point. You're completely missing my point. Him being a black character is not the point. The point is him being a black character would not have been a problem
my
10 years
Lord.
ago.
All right.
All right.
Cozy, come in here. Welcome in, Cozy.
Bring some
How are you
calm
feeling,
demeanor.
I'm loving it.
I've just been enjoying the show. I'm just sitting back like, oh yeah,
Cozy, did you know that black people can get blackwashed? Did you fucking know
Yes,
this?
they can, and they do all the
What?
time.
So
Like how many?
What?
How many?
Wow.
Like,
Like, dude,
blacker than this?
look, I can't believe you're saying this. Like when like
What?
so many
What?
stories from Africa have been so misrepresented because of the fact that they get blackwashed or they get like the
What
Western
is
treatment where the
blackwashing?
stories.
Dude, do you know what the word, what these words mean, bro?
Don't. So now you're going to definitions. No, like I'm
In
talking
fact,
about
if
the fact that
something is whitewashed, it wasn't white to begin with. If something is blackwashed, it wasn't black to begin with.
okay, so
How
it
can
was
you
feudal. So okay,
blackwash
your point,
Yasuke
look.
Mpet?
Okay, so to your point, look, was feudal Japan black?
Was feudal Japan black?
Was
Black?
feudal
Japan
Japan
has
black?
never been
What was
black.
the percentage of black people in feudal Japan between that period that Yosuke was there?
0.90, then a 1%.
Oh, okay. So you're telling
And-
me out of 99.999% of the stories you could have told with a Japanese protagonist, you just choose the one black guy
Could have
that
told again, Oshus, I'm with you. If this guy, I'm sorry, I almost said the N word. I'm sorry. I'm with you. If this guy had never existed, if this
he
guy
existed, but he's being
if he had ne-
exploited. The
he's being
use of the guy is
exploited.
being exploited. It's not genuine representation.
Everyone and
cooking.
every character that's ever been put in a game is being exploited for the profit
No,
of that
I don't
company.
believe that.
All right.
No, that's a
Madden
different
does
thing.
not
No.
put Josh Allen on the cover for the love of Josh Allen. They're exploiting his image. Ghost of Tsushima puts Jin on the cover to exploit. Bro, why do you think that Tomb Raider has those knockers right there on the cover?
Not
You
anymore.
think
Like I
they're
don't know what the last
exploiting
Tomb
her?
Raider game you played was probably in the
Oh my
90s. There's no knockers in
Lord.
any of the Tomb Raider games from the last decades. There's none of that. So if you want to argue that, no, that's not true. That's actually untrue. She's a strong, independent woman. That's not a Tomb Raider, mind you. She's an archaeologist now. Sorry, did I say that right? I said that in a. She's an
Archaeologist.
Archaeologist, yes, that's what she is. She's no longer a Tomb Raider. She
She's
disowned
not even a
that.
Tomb Raider. She's a finder
No.
of truth. That's
Exactly.
the new term.
That's exactly. That's what I'm saying. Can you see how stupid
No.
this whole thing is? That's what I'm saying to you. Is that this whole thing is literally it's a PR campaign to try and say to people that, you know what? Since you said you didn't, it is so silly to me because you know why, Luke? Because Ubisoft is a big enough studio that they could have said, you know what? We're gonna go create a black. There's Timbuktu. Like there's so many stories that I love about like Mansa Musa and like Central Africa that are so awesome to tell. They could have gone and created and taken someone, take Mansa Musa or one of his closest people, create a story about Mali, something that nobody knows. But because they know all the weebs just want to look Japanese and have long braids and look like a fucking samurai, guess what they do? They go and they fucking do that. Because it's the easiest it's the lowest common denominator. It's the lowest hanging fruit. Instead of teaching people about a piece of African like history where we actually held standing and we had fucking like it was the biggest kingdom in the Middle Ages. They won't tell that, but they'll go tell a black man in the same time period, more or less, in feudal Japan, where he was 0.000% of the representation there. And then they're gonna tell you, no, it's representation. And
Okay,
I'm not
so
even talking about the fact
let me cut in real quick, Ashes, because Loke, I'm gonna have to respect what Ashes is saying right here, because what he's kind of saying is, in my opinion, because I mean everybody else can have their own opinion on what he's saying in particular to them, but from what I'm hearing him say is yo, like, why can't Japan be Japan and Africa be Africa? And why can't they tell a story within Africa about Africa with an African? Why do they have to go to Japan, which everybody's been begging them to do for a while, right? And then just put, and in your argument, look, you have plenty of you 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 didn't say nothing wrong either, right? Because it's just like, yo, this is based off of something that's true, right? So there really isn't that big of an argument, but I see what Oshis is alluding to, because it's just like, yo, why couldn't you focus on Japan Assassin's Creed with Japanese? Because that's what the Japanese would have liked, and it would have been cool, and everybody would have been fine, and there would have been no argument. And then if you would have made an Assassin's Creed with Africa with an African, there is nothing that you can argue about. There is just there's no way a person could say, hey, you're pandering, if it's Africans in Africa doing what Africans in Africa did. But now you're saying, but what Oshis is worried about is you're taking Yusuke that does have a true, honest story, and and what he's trying to say is he doesn't trust that they're gonna paint his image properly or make him look to be something that he may have not of, just a pander to whatever reason of Ubisoft to use them to extract the money out of it. So I mean, I could totally see where what Oshis is saying, but at the same time, I mean, it's kind of not that big of a deal to me because it is still based off of something true. So it's like, I can't personally say that, hey, I stand against this game because, you know, I mean, because Yusuke was real, yeah, and he was a samurai, yeah, and I bet what they do with him is going to be pretty dope and interesting, right? But at the same time, I could see where somebody that's already nervous about these so-called DEI or sweet baby or whatever the hell, if they've already felt a little uncomfortable with them, they've got to be a little interested in how is this big business going to profit off of this brother in another country.
And Ham, to your point, do you know what that would have done for a game like, for instance, Zao, if the next Assassin's Creed was actually set in, not in Northern Africa, because we've seen so many stories told in Hollywood, and everyone is familiar with the Egyptians and the pyramids in Northern Africa, but no one is familiar with the real African stories that take place in Central Africa and Southern Africa. Nobody knows. I mean, like, I bet you nobody knows about, like, for instance, the Great Zimbabwe and Tulamela and all those civilizations that are in Southern Africa. I bet you nobody knows about, well, Cozy. Yes.
Cozy, you're free.
I'm not surprised. Cozy is very well read. But, like, a lot of people don't know about, like, for instance, Timbuktu. Even Mansa Musa, who's of late, has been very, very, like, you know, a talk of a lot of, like, you know, very prominent people. People don't know that he was the wealthiest man in the history of the world was a black man. And you're telling me those are not stories that don't need to be told? And for me, you know what I hate about, like, this entire thing about the guys that are all coming out and saying, yeah, now we're samurai, is because a lot of them don't care about actual black representation. They just want to see themselves in Japanese stories. They want to see themselves in European stories. They want to see themselves in Game of Thrones more than they want to see themselves in a story about Africans, about like our own history and, like, where they come from. They're more interested in being represented in settings that they were not there historically. I'm sorry, but your family was not a bunch of aristocrats in Europe in the 16th century. So you being represented in a franchise like whatchamacallit, like the House of the Dragon makes no sense to me, because they don't even try to explain it. They just say, well, you need to assume because black people have prominent positions today that in a similar settings with dragons in Middle Europe, you would have been represented. And I'm like, but explain it. If you're gonna say that to me, explain it to me within the world's law. Same thing that they did with Rings of Power. where they just shoehorned. Yeah, you guys, you know what happened with Rings of Power. And my thing is,
what I love
I
about
don't
this?
think that's genuine representation. If you want to tell me a
What I
Tolkien
love-
story about Africans, let it take place
that-
in an Africa of Tolkien.
I love that Oshus, you bring up House of the Dragon that has zero, and not like 0.001% realism of what has happened in the human history. That you bring that as an example, but you have a problem with the inclusion of something that actually
Why do you think that is,
existed in
Luke?
some way,
Why do you
shape,
think
or
that
form.
is? Because it's exactly the same point.
Why do I think he was taken to Japan?
No, not like do you think a lot of people care the fact that like they don't care about his actual like his history. They don't care about the fact that he's a Mozambican.
Bro.
How many people even know that he was from Mozambique?
Almost no one. Almost no one.
How many
And
people
I
have
don't
tweeted about
care
the fact that,
that.
like, you know what, this man was taken from his family against his will in an African household? Nobody talks about that, but I'm supposed to care about the fucking fact that he's sitting in Japan and now he's a dime. He works for a daimyo and all that Japanese stuff that has nothing to do with me directly in terms of like what I relate to, and it's supposed to appeal to me. It's supposed to make me feel better about representation. That's not representation. That's you window dressing a Japanese character and saying, well,
representation. Did Ubisoft say we picked this guy because of representation?
But
I
that's why
think you
people are
just-
championing him so hard.
Screw the people, Cozy. That's why we're having this discussion here. We're discussing amongst real people. There's no Twitter anime PFPs here, right? It's real people, and we have to discuss the facts at hand. Does anyone have anything from Ubisoft that specifically says this choice was made because we want to bring representation?
Yeah, I can I give you the evidence, Luke?
Send
It's
me the
all
link.
those complaints. Go to Ubisoft's HR file.
Oh
Go
my
look
God.
at all those complaints against like how they are non-inclusive. They like a lot of that is where it is. It's them saying yes, there's so much backlash against us and our practices and our offices. We should be fully pro representation. And again, at the beginning of this, I said to you that a lot of this has to do with activist investors that have said that going forward, we need to make sure that most projects are aligned to these principles, which is making sure that everything is inclusive and diverse, which is impossible if you talk about human beings. You can't make everything inclusive and diverse.
And
Because,
good.
you know, you're an African, I'm an African. In our countries, like, you know, we are 70 to 80% of like the population. Whereas similar to America is what is it?
You're
80,
being kind when you say 70, bro. It's like 90.
it's like, yeah, it's like 80 something percent. But it's similar to
No,
America.
it's
America
92.
is very much,
It's 92. Well, Mozambique at least, it's 92.
yeah,
I
like
can
with us,
spend
it's about
months without seeing a white
89%, and
person.
then we have about a good 12%. Actually, no, it's about 79% black, and then the rest is like all the other groups. But it's similar to America. America is, I think, is similar in terms of like their white population. It's like 79% white, and then you have all these other groups with like I think it's 12% black, around similar number in terms of like your Southern. I don't want
You
to say
wouldn't
South
know it by
Americans, but the
watching their
Hispanic
movies,
and
but that's another point.
but like
mind-
those are all facts. You can look
Look.
that up. You don't have like a 30% other in America. It's
Look,
mostly
you mind if I add another perspective
divided,
to the show?
Before you do it, let me read these chats here. So X-Man, thank you so much for the membership. Chat has been a member for 10 whole months. 2 more months, and it's a whole
Woohoo!
year. Appreciate you, Sir X-Man. Thank you
That's
so
awesome.
much. All this money is going into my green card application. I will be coming to the US one of these days. Says Loki, you were right. They made Doctor Who woke.
Again.
I'm always right. I'm always right.
Uh,
So X-Man sent
but since
another
who?
super chat. So X-Men sent another super chat. Says they have destroyed Doctor Who with this stuff. Oh, dude.
When have you been? Doctor Who's been like this
for a very
for
long
a
time.
long time.
It's been
Since
like 5 years
since
now.
no, not even since 5 years. People who are like,
Yeah.
that's revisionist history. It's been like that since the Ninth Doctor.
Yep.
Really?
I agree.
Yes. Like I'm like,
Damn.
what have you guys been watching that you haven't?
Yeah, it's been rough, Sir X-Man. It's been rough. Ham, tell us your new perspective
Uh-oh.
or angle here.
No, it's not my perspective. It's somebody else wants to have a perspective.
Oh, we're getting
Mine.
into the tweets. Let's go.
No,
Woohoo!
somebody else wants to have a perspective and come onto the show. Is what I'm saying.
Oh.
Okay.
yes.
Sure. They can come on, but Cozy, while this
Yes.
person comes on, Cozy Beluga, please tell us, are you feeling rosy?
Absolutely.
Why?
Because I got a pizza. That's not why I
What's
was
the
late, but
flavor?
it's a burger pizza. A spicy burger pizza
Sounds about right.
from Aldi.
Burger pizza.
It was
How
on
does that even
sale.
work?
Hey,
It's a
Do you have a
pizza with
picture?
all the burger stuff on it.
yeah, you just get a pizza and put a bunch
Buns
of
and
burger
everything.
stuff on it. I don't think
No,
you put buns
it's
on
the
it. No.
inside.
Just the
What?
ground beef and stuff, dude.
I mean, I
I
guess
love
if you
Osh's
want
face,
buns,
like,
you can
burger
put some
pizza?
buns
What the
on it.
fuck?
But I mean,
I'm with you, Oshis. These Americans. man, I'm
Hamburger
telling you.
pizza.
Yeah.
Just have a
Hey,
pizza
no.
or have a hamburger. All right, just pick one.
why? See, this
Why
is
when you can
why,
have
man,
both?
This
Exactly.
this is why we're always innovating. It's because of that attitude. You pick one or the other. We said we're going to do both. That's what we said.
That's right.
Oh my goodness.
We
Yeah,
need
Mike
to
Johnson brings
introduce
up
Pub
good
to
points.
them. Look.
Cozy, what are your thoughts on the whole Yaskui thing?
I agree with Oshus actually. I mean,
Where'd Oscar go?
I don't know, but
I don't know.
I
Where'd
mean,
he go?
partially,
He
and
left. He's like, I'm out.
and
There
that
you go.
like, I'm not saying
Let's
the
jump
dude
in
couldn't
the
have been
Umbra
in the
wants to hop on.
game. I'm not
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
dude couldn't have been in the game. I'm not. But why didn't they just pick two regular
Yeah.
schmegular Japanese people like they've done for the last few games?
Yeah,
It
exactly.
seems very obvious and deliberate
Syndicate.
that they did that
Syndicate.
and left out like.
But Cozy, and my retort to you and Oshis,
Leaves
and
love
people that
Asian
say
chicks.
it's very Oshis that they're saying this. It's very obvious that they're doing this on purpose, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has an agenda. Do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah,
that the
well,
people-
so
wait,
yeah.
let me finish. Do you think the people that made Stellar Blade had no agenda?
it's my
Do you
type of
think? You don't? Do you think they looked at that character and like, no, we're not trying to push anything. We're not trying to. We're just making a game. That's all we're doing.
They probably just made the games
Serious.
the way they always do. I don't
Do you
know.
Yeah,
think-
No, they
maybe
didn't.
maybe
No, the last few games,
I
they-
have no idea.
You either play a male or female from that area. And this
Yeah.
one, they were like, let's add in a Negro, but not like a Japanese
Oh,
male.
sorry. I was talking about Stellar
Whoa.
Blade.
Oh,
I
But like
wasn't talking
you're right
about
about Stellar
Assassin's
Blade.
Creed.
You're right about Stellar Blade. Yes, I
Yeah.
agree with you.
Stellar Green
You're right
is
about-
Stellar Blade is just them like, let's make a sexy hot chick that can fight. Cool.
But Cozy, don't they just make that kind of game? Like I play their other game, the Nikkei Goddess of something game, and that's all they do. They make like thirst trap type games with
And that was fine.
with waifus.
I
and
don't-
all
that's-
that. It's a.
I
it's
think
a
that's
good
just
game.
their style, probably.
Exactly.
So I don't think they thought anything of it, and then they were probably surprised by the reaction out west.
Because in Japan, in the East, this is not a thing.
I'm
All
just
these
guessing. I
original-
have no idea. I'm just
Oh
guessing.
It's
man.
only a thing with us, or well, with the, and we are affected with like by the West, by like crappy like I really hate Western black representation. I
Me
get
too.
angry when I see it because it's such bullshit. Like I just feel like you guys are just you purposely just creating crappy characters. You're giving us crappy like entertainment figures, and then we need to smile and say, "Wow, thank you." That's
I
very
agree.
activist of you.
All right, that's specifically, like black people, according to Americans. Well, from what I've seen, right, that they're gangsters, they're twerkers,
No.
they're like
Twerkers.
I don't know
I
what to call people that twerk.
Let's say
Like,
Ice
it's
Spice.
it's an
Like
occupation.
delinquent, they don't speak properly, and if they do, then they're Uncle Toms or traitors to the race or whatever. And then I don't
Is
know.
that true?
Matt,
No, not really.
Not
Matt,
like I mean,
Matt,
dude.
I don't know if you saw the whole draft shenanigan, Matt, because you're
Draft
the
shenanigan.
one who's into the sports like me at least.
Yeah.
The NFL
Basketball.
draft.
No,
there
he's
was
in
this
the NBA.
controversy.
I'm into basketball, but go ahead.
All right. So there was this controversy at the draft where one of the drafted players, a black dude, right,
Mhm.
had his white girlfriend there and his mom next to him, and people
Oh, I'm
tried to
sure they
make
love
it
that.
look. People tried to make it look like the mom was pushing the white lady off of him or whatever, but they just snipped the like 15 seconds when everyone was super excited, and the mom looked like she was blocking her son from the other from his girlfriend. But for the people that paid attention to or watched the whole thing, there was heartwarming moments between just the mom and this white girl, and also the dude and the white girl. So it's not that serious for the people there. But the way it's depicted in the media, it's like, oh, these black athletes, what's it, abandoning the race or betraying the race or whatever, because they and then there's like a whole line of just black dudes that are with white chicks who are millionaires. And I'm just like, dude, can you guys leave the racism alone?
Yeah, but like my thing is like, look,
no, I'm talking about representation. The representation in the media is that it's all bad, and then even
by
like,
who's all bad though? Like I'm not understanding.
No, I'm talking
What's-
about
how's
like
that bad?
That like they're gangsters. They're
No, but that's not the
What does that have to
representation
do
of
with-
black people in 2024 though.
That's what I see.
Not in
That's what-
2024 though, dude. Like I mean, like with like I mean, like one of the coolest shows that was Mr. and Mrs. Smith with it's another Danny Glover
Donald
show.
Glover.
Donald Glover, yeah. So like the representation of black people has changed drastically in America. Hey, like who's still taking gangster roles since like The Wire? I mean, like we saw The Wire. Rest in peace. Jeez, I'm forgetting the dude's name. Like he's like one of my favorite
that
actors.
one called?
The dude that looks like DMX with the
Ghost.
scar. Does anyone
There's
know his
another
name?
one. Dude, there's another one. I think it's called Ghost, or the character is called Ghost.
Yes,
in the
yes,
show.
the guy is so
What's it
awesome. I
called?
love that guy. He's like, yeah. But like my thing is like black, like how people get seen, like but look, that has changed drastically. In the 90s, yes. Like in the 90s, I mean, like even the Wayans brothers made fun of that stuff. But the fact that in the 90s, the only thing that you could be cast as a black person is whatchamacallit, is a gangster or whatever. And Hollywood, you know, rightfully so, eventually got to the fact like, oh crap, you know, black people have range. We can actually put them in different roles and blah 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 blah. And I feel that in the last couple of years that's happened. But the overcorrection is just too much for me.
The guy you were talking
overcorrection-
about.
Let's welcome in the
Michael
guest.
K. Williams.
Sorry?
The guy you were talking about from The Wire is Michael K. Williams.
Yes, Michael K. Williams. He's been to South Africa so many times. Like the guy's a great dancer. He's a supermodel. I love that guy. The guy is, and I loved him in the show about the 20s. What is that show called? I just finished it a couple months ago.
Oh my goodness.
Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, Boardwalk. Yeah.
Oh, he was brilliant. I feel that dude carried that show for like the longest time. And
on that note,
I want to hear those stories.
Yasuke's retainer, Infinite Umbra. How you doing?
Yes, I am here for historical accuracy. Listen, I get your point at Aush's. I do, and I think Ham perfectly kind of broke down the differences between how you're saying what you're saying and what our brother Loke here is saying. But I'm going to have to side with Loke here largely, and a reason why. And the reason why is that I get what you're saying, and you're saying, hey, they're pandering. So what? They pander in everything. Even you guys mentioned Tomb Raider. Absolutely, they pander there. They pander to sexuality. They pandered in Stellar Blade.
Not anymore, but okay, yes.
You know, even if that's your case, I'm just saying they pander in some way into every facet. Now, Laura Croft is big enough now where they don't have to necessarily pander. I think you can agree there, right? But they had to pander at first, so before we can like it. Now she's an icon. But let's just get to the bottom of it. Why do they need to be like, oh, let's tell the real story of what happened with Mansa Musa? They don't have to do that. Like
they don't need to tell the story.
I'm saying that's fine. That if they did go that route, I will be 100% behind it. But they don't need to tell that story. Why can't they tell their story and include an actual historical figure that was there? Why can't they do that? There's plenty of Japanese representation in all samurai and ninja or whatever
culture,
martial arts type, content, right? There's plenty of that. Yeah, this is not the first use of Yasuke. There are plenty of games that use him. The Japanese actually like him. It surprised me to
Okay.
see the dichotomy
Game's gonna
between
flop.
Fair enough.
how the Japanese view him versus these incels who are whining about him. The Japanese are largely fine. They have a statue of this man. Now, people have gone. I posted it a minute ago, and I saw Loke posted it on one of the pop-ups on the screen. They have gone to try to change his Wikipedia page to say, "Oh no, he wasn't a samurai. He was this." They've tried to diminish the man. Now, listen, whatever he was, because the documentation is loose, but Japanese historians have largely agreed that he was a retainer and samurai under Nobunaga. Now, if you're Nobunaga was a daimyo. If you're a daimyo and they're working under you, you are considered a retainer. But a retainer in those times were largely used militarily. So they were a samurai by function alone. He was a samurai. But they have said, "Oh no, he was this, he wasn't this." And the more I've debated with these clowns on Twitter or whatever, more they start to reveal their hand. So I say this to say, I get your point, but at the cost of that you're arguing to a point that you're on the side of these incels, you have to be mindful of that. Because
And
you're arguing
unfortunately,
for them, and they're going to point to you and say, "Oh, see, this black man said it too.
Yeah.
He's on our side." Be careful of that, because they
Yes.
will use you for that purpose.
I don't mind being on their side.
And
I think
thank you,
your
Cozy.
point is side is
So
stupid.
Umbra, I'll ask you
Cozy's
a
kinda
question,
wild,
né?
so we can't-
Because I respect, like, I've been following your dialogue, and like, you know, the one problem I had with your engagement was the brother, the dude that came out with the glasses and then made that initial statement, and then immediately the dude was dogpiled by a bunch of other black
Weeps.
Twitter users who immediately called him like all sorts of, like, you know, house N-word and
He was tap
you know
dancing. Right.
tap dancing. Like, I have a serious problem with that. Is at what point in time are they not approaching him in this manner, just like you've just had this dialogue with me and saying, "Okay, brother, what is your problem with like Yasuke being in this game?" But immediately what they do is they immediately associate him and they group him with the incels. They do this every single time. I'm saying, if this is so important to you and you care about the debate or the argument, why are you not actually, instead of reducing this into a mockery and this into a meme, why are you not engaging this brother and just having a conversation with him?
Because they don't think he's really there for a genuine conversation, and I don't.
But
think
like
he
spent a minute. He spent like a minute articulating his point, and
that doesn't mean
watched
anything.
the video.
You have
and
grifters
then,
who articulate points well. Look at Candace Owens. She's a grifter who
She has
articulates
some good points,
exceptionally
though.
well.
but she has a lot of good
Lot of
points
good
as
points.
well.
A broken
She has a
clock
lot
is
of good
right
points.
twice a day.
She's right more
But
than
like,
twice.
but at what point?
Trump,
But Umbra,
says things that's right here and there. That doesn't mean
but
he's always
Umbra, at
right
what
correct.
point in
50%.
time are you willing to
Not even
entertain
right
if that
half.
person,
Not even
if that
right
person, if
25%.
black? Okay, this is my thing, Umbra. If that person is if that person is in terms
That
of
doesn't mean
culture-
anything what color they are. Grifters come in all shapes and sizes and colors. That's irrelevant.
Okay, so but this is not about being black. Are we not talking about like now being black in entertainment and, you know, the specific,
no,
like,
we're talking about genuine versus fake. You have
okay, but how do
grifters
you
like-
determine that, Umbra? How do you know
Okay,
that?
well, you can determine it by having a conversation with the person for sure.
But you
then when you
didn't
listen
do
to what-
that. You
listen to the
immediately
argument.
like you
Okay, listen to
dogpiled
his
with
argument. His
insults.
argument was full of lies.
But
Again,
did
he
you
tried
ask
to go
him? Did you
I didn't
take?
have
Did
to. I
you
listened
make
to what
the
he
effort?
said. Listen, he wouldn't converse with me. This dude is odd. I know what this is about. Look at his page. Look at his page and take the time to read through what the things he's posting.
But
I'm
you
gonna play
took-
a real
okay,
samurai
fair
game, Ghost of Tsushima, all these other things.
But this is later.
showing
This is
you that
after
his
he made that
grift is
initial
there.
video, Umbra. I've been
No, but
following this
I'm pointing
conversation.
out that if you look at his page, I'm not just talking about that
Yes.
video. Look at everything the person posts and look at the content.
But okay,
Look at the
fair
Grums
enough.
guy.
Don't
for
you
instance.
think
I'll give you
as
another
a
example. I'll give
brother,
you another
he
example so you can
deserves-
understand what I mean. Look at Grums.
Yeah.
He'll post all these things, and then you start to look, and
Okay.
you realize all their content is about getting somebody upset at the others.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's when you
There's a
start
lot
to
of
realize,
perspective.
okay, they're on some nonsense. Now, I'm not
Yes.
saying he can't be right on some things. Sure, the dude with the
Have you
glasses
heard-
possibly could be right on some things. That doesn't mean that his messaging and what he's trying to convey is genuine. That's the problem. So when
Okay, so,
black
Umbra-
people, particularly, especially here in America, we are very adept at spotting somebody who's disingenuous when it comes to racial talks.
But you
And-
can never be okay. But like
I
this
know,
is my
but we
thing, Umbra.
can
This is not
because
a white
we
person. This is not
participated
a
in often. We get discriminated often. So
Yes, but like this is my
so
thing.
if you had
This is
something
my-
happen to you often, you can better discern when something is false versus somebody who doesn't. We
Okay,
have that
so-
discernment. by just
Okay.
by life lessons. So
Okay,
I
fair
can
enough.
tell when somebody's being fake. Now I know you're genuine, but I don't just agree with you all the way. But I do get your point, so I know you're genuine. You
But
see
like
how I'm
my
not like, oh, you're this, you're tap dance. I know better. I know you're not doing that. But him, I
but
noticed what he was doing.
but
Look
Umbra,
at his
like,
face. Look at his
don't you think
content.
there's value in engaging him? Like, don't you think the high road? Because this is my problem: is that if you want to be on the right side of history, it means that you have to be the not not the extremist in the situation. You have to be the Martin Luther King of the situation. In other words, you have to be the better person. So if you are being the better person, at what point in time did you sit this guy down and say, okay, cool, I just want to understand, why do you feel this way? And then he said to you, you know what? And then it came down to the conversation broke down because we could not agree. But I just feel that nobody took the time to say, okay, cool, I hear your point, but have you ever considered these points as well? That, you know what, even though this guy, it might seem trivial to you, but this, what he says is or like what Ubisoft is sort of pitching here, is going to do more good than it's going to do harm. Did you
You
actually
think it's going to
have?
do more
Did you?
harm? You
No,
think
but
this
I'm
is going
saying
to
to
do more
you,
harm? But okay.
no. All I'm saying is that did you actually take the time to have the engagement with that brother and have a conversation with him
Let me
instead
ask
of
you
just
something.
yeah?
Oshis, did you waste time having a dialogue and conversations with somebody who hates your guts? Like, I'm just not him.
But
I'm
you
just
don't
saying in
know that
general.
though, Ambra. You've
I'm
just
not
had one
saying him.
conversation with the
I
guy.
had to say that for you won't try to get escape from what I'm asking you. Would
Yeah.
you waste your time having genuine dialogue with somebody who's not genuine?
Yes, I would,
Why?
because
You're
maybe
not going to get
I'll
anything out of
understand
it.
a little bit more as to
That's
why he's not
competition.
genuine.
It's a waste of your
That's
time,
competition.
brother.
No, it's not.
Let me have a genuine
Trying to get
conversation
human
with
beings,
somebody
trying
who's
to
frauding me
understand.
the entire conversation. What do you get out of that except a waste of your time?
But did he do that?
No, that's what he's doing. But I'm saying he's a fraud in general. But my
But
bigger point to you is what I'm asking you is why waste your time? Like, let me talk to this person who I know is disingenuous, or at
but you
least I
don't know
feel as
that.
that, and let me waste my time doing that. Okay, but let me ask you this, Osha, since this is the social experiment we're doing, why don't you do that? Go reach out
I
to him
do
and have this
that.
genuine
I do. I
conversation.
make an effort. I
No,
have.
no,
I don't know how
not that you
many.
do. I'm not saying that you don't on other instances. I'm saying do that in this instance. Reach out
Yes,
to the
I did
brother.
that in this instance.
You
Like I
talk to him.
asked like so many guys that were like that wanted Yosuke to be in the. I'm like,
No, no,
why
no.
is
I'm
it?
saying the
Yes,
glasses guy. Did you reach out to him and talk to
yes,
him?
yes. I actually did. Like I
Did he
actually went
respond?
and then I commented on his stuff.
What did he
Did
say
he
to you?
respond?
Well, he liked some of my stuff, but I wasn't. This is the thing. I'm like, I was not in disagreement with him. I was completely in agreement with his statement.
Oh, that's
That's
the
why.
problem because you're in agreement with him.
Like,
So
All
but
right,
like,
let me get
but,
some
so,
super
so,
chats.
but you're having a
Pause.
dialogue with me now, Umbra.
Pause,
Like,
everyone.
don't you
All right,
think you're
pause
getting
real
more?
quick. Pause real
Pause,
quick.
everyone.
conversation could
We
you
need to get
have
some
with
super
him though?
chats. We need to
So,
we need
but
to
you're
get some
having a
super chats.
conversation
Yeah.
with me, but we
All
disagree.
right, all
Oshis,
right.
time out, bro. Time out, bro. Time out, bro.
All right.
All right, go ahead,
All
Luke.
right. Sir X-Men, thank you so much for the super chats. Lots of them. Says Disney out of control with the wokeness in the shows. I think it shows in the subscription numbers. Next, another one. He says it was Africans in Japan at that time knowledge. Yeah, but to Osh's point, what percentage? So X-Men also another super chat says, remember the controversy of Django Unchained. What was the controversy? I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything.
I thought everyone loved that.
Yeah.
I didn't like it because I hate westerns, but that's different.
Yeah. And lastly, we have Vic, the MF click
Woo!
for the $5 super chat says, "What's
Oh.
up? What's up, chat? Hit that like button. Hey there, Cozy and 6 random gamers.
You're now
Man
outlawed
thinks
from
he has
Chicago,
jokes."
Vic. You're now outlawed.
This
Uh,
guy.
How dare you?
Of course, Cozy. will be
Cozy's
laughing.
the only one that matters.
Bro, what the hell? All right, let's move it. Let's move it to the center then, since he's the one that matters. So the Sergeant Sentinel, welcome Sarge, brings up an interesting point I'd like to throw to everyone here in the chat. Says if they would have made both protagonists Japanese, people would have said it was a ripoff of Ghost of Tsushima, implying, in my opinion, that this decision was made not only for ESG points, but also to garner attention. Thoughts, everyone?
I disagree.
I tell you what, I sure don't disagree at all with that. I think that's I think that's fine. You know, you want to stand alone and look different and, you know, attract in your own way. And sure, you could say that some of today's tropes and like kind of, you know, direction has something to do with the decision that was made with this. And I mean, I'm not going to sit here and argue that. I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh, they're trying to be totally different. They're not acting like anybody else. Like, no, I'm not going to sit here and say that. I'm not that delusional to think that. But at the same time, I kind of feel like, you know, there's enough reality there for it to make sense, seem fun, be outside of the element of the norm, which in return can then drive up interest within it all on its own without even being played yet. So like once you actually get to play it, then you know it'd be really cool and whatnot. But I'm just saying, like on the outside looking in, as just a gamer, not somebody that's trying to like look at this and dissect it for race purposes, for DI or any of that bullshit. I'm just looking at this as like a gamer that's been playing games since the early 90s, right?
The burger pizza.
Cool. Yeah.
There's been
Mental's been quiet.
The hell?
There's been tons of different
Just
games.
taking it in.
There's been tons. Excuse me.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Okay, so yeah, there's been tons of different games where it's like Japanese in Japan, Japanese in Japan, Japanese in Japan, and what I'm kind of saying is, oh, African in Japan. That looks different. That seems a little interesting.
In Japan.
Okay. I apologize. I guess I don't know. But
still an African in Japan. Same thing. He's
yeah, I know, right?
Talapans.
He needs he needs to let everybody know he's Mozambican. But anyways,
in Texas,
right? I know, right? He oversees campaigning right now. But anyways, yeah. So I mean, I've seen plenty of the Japanese and Japan kind of games, and this is just going to be a totally different type of story. And it seems like, I mean, to be honest, kind of the right time to do something like this. If you're being real, like if you're looking around and whatnot and seeing the way that other folks are, you know, using kind of the, you know, the idea of what people like to say is woke, which is really just black people. Half the time, half the damn time, that's the reason that they're saying it, because it has to do with something that's African American or something like that, or it has to do with something that's homosexual, or like those two things.
Rachie
all around for people. So
Rachie called
the timing of your comment with that popping up was like,
like you guys are working together.
Geez.
They checked all the boxes for DEI. He's gay too. No,
that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, it's so obvious that it's not surprising at all. So really, to me, it's just like I see this and I think to myself, I'm not that big of an Assassin's Creed fan. That's the first thing I think. I'm not thinking about black guy in Japan. Wow, like that's not like my first thought. My first thought is I'm not that big into Assassin's Creed games. Right. And then I see like the trailer and whatnot, and I'm like, oh, like graphically, this looks like a step up. That's my second thought. Is graphically, this game looks like a step up. I want to see actual gameplay is my third thought. The what is this game trying to pander to me didn't really come until later. Right, especially especially until a lot of people started bitching about it and making a big deal out of it. And now I'm like, oh, this is a big deal, I guess now. And yeah, I guess it's a big deal. And And I look at it from their kind of standpoint, and I'm just like, I can't see myself working up enough nerve to care. Like I can't get as angry as Oshus can about it, but I could hear what he's saying and, say, hey, I mean, those are some fair points. And, I kind of agree with you. I wouldn't mind seeing African in Africa doing what Africans did. I wouldn't mind to see that. I'd love that. But that's not what I'm getting. But that's not what I'm getting in this game. So, I mean, I could sit here and be mad about that and just complain about it, or I can just kind of wait and to see when the game comes out if it's actually good and if it represents appropriately.
Fair point.
And really just give it its time, I guess, and give it its uncontrollable trust, really, because I can't control how this game's gonna turn out at all. All I can do is give it a try, just like I did with what's that game called? The Ubisoft game that came at the beginning of the generation, not Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but
Watch Dogs.
Just like I did with Watch Dogs. And I picked up that game and I was like, this is awful.
Trash.
And I put it right back down. like it had nothing to do.
Black protagonist or not.
It didn't matter the protagonist. It didn't matter any of that stuff. So it's just like, that's how it is for me. And it's just like with Valhalla, I picked it up as like that was one of my first PlayStation 5 games, was Valhalla. And I was so excited to play that. Played it for like 5 hours. And I was just like, I'm just not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. And usually, like, I'm willing to give a game like 20 hours.
You should have played it for like 100 hours.
I should have probably gave it a little bit of extra time, but like, I just like, I don't know, in the snow setting and just riding around on a horse everywhere. Like, it felt like I've been there and done that before when I was riding around there, honestly. So like, I just wasn't feeling it, moved on, and here's a new Assassin. And I played Mirage. And wasn't feeling that either.
So you don't like Assassin's Creed, and you gave it more shots than I have.
Right, and they're going to come out with this new Assassin's Creed, right? I'll give it a shot. But it's not because it's like a black protagonist.
I'm doing it because of that.
Pay $5,000 when it's $10.
That's
or
why I'm
3 months later when it's $10.
1,000% honest, guys. I've never played as a Mozambican. All right.
Well, see, that hits home for you.
That has never happened in my lifetime.
That hits home for you.
First time I'm going to play a game as a Mozambican. For anyone that thinks that's a shallow reason to play a game, it's fine.
But then you can never complain about. Then you can never complain about when people have the same opinion, because you are doing exactly what they do when they throw in the random darky or whatever for diversity points.
Okay, that's 10 points off your black card right there, Cozy.
What?
You lose your right to complain about whenever. You can no longer complain about it because you are now caving into it.
No, I disagree. I think he makes a perfect point. How rare is it to have a Mozambican?
I get that, but that's not
well,
the point.
We're never gonna get that if all the Africans want to be freaking samurais and the knights.
But he was a samurai, so it's not like they made it up.
No, it's not about him being a samurai. It's about all the people that are buying the art wanting to be samurai instead of.
Who cares? This is what escapism is for, brother. Who cares?
It's the African kids that actually want to create stuff one day.
They need a brother. Think about what you're saying.
But these are largely not the people
if every story is based.
Think about what you're saying here. How dare these Africans want to be something else in escapism? How dare they? Just like every other person in the world. That's what this stuff is for.
So
that's what comics are for. That's what games are for.
You know why you can't?
All of this is for. It's not like they're going to think they're suddenly Japanese.
But like you can't escape to any African stories because you've not been told any. The only stories
they've been told plenty. I know, brother. Come on,
they have not been told plenty. They absolutely not have been told plenty.
In Africa, you think they're gonna suddenly forget their African heritage or something?
You guys are not interested in our stories. It's fine.
I'm very interested.
You want to be
You wanna be
Oh my goodness.
demos and all that crap? That's fine. You wanna be knights in Central Europe in the 16th century? That's fine with me.
They
Hey,
do.
Ashes,
Ashes,
hey,
you're
hold up real
right.
quick. Hold up,
I'm
everybody, real
interested
quick.
in all
Hold up,
these
hold up, hold up,
darkies
hold up, hold
from
up.
Africa. Yes,
up.
I am. Hey,
Hold up, real
Koji, I
quick.
used your language.
Hold on real quick. So I just want to say, like, Ashes, one thing I feel like you're really misconstruing with a lot of your argument is like the carelessness amongst fans, as if the fans have a choice. Like the fans are here to consume, not to exactly notion anybody to do what you need in particular, or what Umbra needs in particular, or what Matt needs, or what Loke needs. We're just here to check it out. Like, just like when a horrible TV show comes on, goodness gracious, the Good Times TV show.
Oh,
We
trash.
all seen it when it dropped, right?
Trash.
We all were mad uncomfortable with it, right?
When I saw
And
him in
none of
Paris,
us
I was
watched it.
upset. I was like, damn.
And none of us watched it because it was just bad. And that's what I'm saying about this game in particular. Is like, we can be all uncomfortable about things that we can't control, because that's really what this situation is it's a situation in which we can't control, but nobody but I highly disagree with you, Ashis, on the holding back, the idea of like industry or something holding back anybody from being able to be creative. That is somebody's money that they wish to use the way that they want to, and you cannot depend on a mega corporation to do what you want
I
to
don't
do.
disagree with that. But like
You
Ham, I
can't
just
do
want to
that.
know. But like Ham, I just want to know.
I don't
how
want to
many
argue on this
stories-
real quick. I just want to say what I got to say and just be out. And then you guys, I mean, if you guys wish to take another 45 minutes and feel the need to disseminate your points more, have at it. But all I'm gonna say is I think the majority of this are on the outside looking in and just saying, I'm hoping I get a good game. And if somebody in the future wants to make an Assassin's Creed game that's like an African in Africa, or a Russian in Russia, or whatever, or hell, if somebody wants to put a Chinese person in Mozambique, if somebody wants to do that, that should not that shouldn't be a big deal. And what's sad to me is no matter anything that a black person has to do with in a video game, it has to be scrutinized. And it's just like annoying a little bit. I mean, it honestly is a little bit annoying, because it's just like not one time can we all not like look at something like, let's just take it for what it is and have a good time with it, or attempt to have a good time with it. And if it's bad, it's bad. We don't even decide to play out these situations before judging what it's gonna be. So like, I'm just not a big fan of this whole argument and why it's taken so long to get to a center understanding of, hey, we just don't agree with each other.
Yeah, but like, so Hamlet, I just want to ask you one question. So what is, like, if you go to how many games, let's say in the top 10 greatest best-selling games of all time, how many games star a black protagonist in that list?
How many star a white
Give me,
protagonist?
actually, let me put it like this. Give me one game that you think is on the list of the top 10 best-selling games of all time that stars a black protagonist.
Why would that help this conversation?
No, I just want you to give me like your perspective in terms of, like, actually, even better, I'll say this. Tell me who's your number one black protagonist in a video game.
Right now, I mean, on the spot,
just historically, from your gaming history, all the different consoles you've owned, the different systems you've had, who's the number one? And to me, it's the most obvious one, but it'll take a while for everybody to get to this.
I don't play games with
Which,
black people.
or even a better question, which black
Buzz off,
protagonist has
Cozy.
probably sold the most games?
There's a ton of great
There's
characters.
two actually. There's two very big ones, and they all belong to the same franchise.
There's a bunch of them.
I've
You got
already got
Miles
one in my head.
Morales.
Oh my god, I can't
You
believe
got
you're gonna
Miles
say
Morales.
this,
You
Oshes.
got who was that? What's that brother
Oh
name?
my
Lee.
God.
Lee from Walking
The
Dead.
Walking
He was
Dead.
great.
That was
Yeah,
tragic.
you had Lincoln
That-
Clay from Mafia. He was dope.
There's two that are bigger than all of those guys.
Yeah,
Two
but
bigger.
the franchise that you're pointing to is bigger than everything, period. It's not even fair
Exactly,
to bring
and
that
that's
up.
my point.
No,
And then-
no. That's
not fair. Like,
it's
like,
not fair.
like,
It's
like,
the biggest franchise in all
Yeah.
of gaming.
But
No,
if
okay,
you're-
who
if
made
you're
it that big?
referring
What
to
point do you think
CJ,
you're making?
if you're
Yes,
referring to
CJ is
CJ,
the biggest.
then I think that's like
Granted.
insane. I
Come on.
like if you're using CJ in this
Yes.
argument, I feel like that's insane.
Okay,
Because then
so
why
how is
aren't we
this-
talking about GTA 4 as well?
No, but like, and I'll give you a very good reason why I'm telling you about like why I'm talking about like because for Rockstar to do that, for Rockstar to go and tell that story, a story that is uniquely American, a story that is uniquely black, that like even if there's no ways that you can deny that is a black story and it's a uniquely black story with 99.9% black protagonists. To me, regardless of the fact that like a lot of people, again, it will go back to the things like, well, we always portray black people in the same, but the bottom line is that is an actual genuine story, and people were interested in hearing an all black story that has nothing to do with Europe, nothing to do with Asia, but it's a uniquely black story based around a black setting with majority black characters. That I support, that I'm fully for, because it makes sense to me, because it makes people want to listen or hear more stories from similar settings. But when you put a story in Asia or in Europe, all that's going to do is going to make people be more interested in seeing those settings and more stories in those settings. But like how many other games aside from, let's say, Saints Row tried to replicate CJ's story?
I feel
and
like
give us more similar
I
stories.
feel like you are doing too much. I feel like you are just flat out doing too much.
I feel the industry is doing too much in trying. No, like I just feel the industry is doing way too much.
Reaching
okay,
right now.
That's fine. Like I'll take that L.
Like, bro, you are reaching at any facet.
Okay, so
to
how
say
much?
that,
Explain to me how
a video game is a video game. It does not need to be absolutely true. We just got done talking about this at the beginning of the.
No,
it's not about being at the very beginning of the conversation. What Assassin's Creed game is sitting here telling us all the lore of the facts of the history of everybody's reality?
It does that. Like every time you finish an Assassin's Creed,
it's mixed in with
bullshit.
No. Like once you finish every Assassin's Creed
game,
it gives you an entire museum where you can
fiction in reality. That's just a story.
However, Ham, what every Assassin's Creed game does is it gives you almost like a museum at the end where you can explore and get historical facts about that entire area.
Then what's wrong with this?
There's Call of Duty
because the fact that like
don't you think history about the guns that you use in that game is Call of Duty now held to the same level of?
I'm not saying that.
This
all
is
I'm saying
super realistic. We need to respect Call of Duty as a reference for history.
No.
What the fuck?
All I'm saying is that you guys all I'm saying is very simple, is that what you guys are advocating for, and again, you welcome to advocate for that, is like every single time you take a black character and then you put him in a setting that, again, there's no stories being told about the continent 99% of the time in gaming. You get a game like Zao, which is a fictional game which doesn't really talk about the continent. However, every single time you take an African character and then you put him in a European and an Asian setting, you're not doing any favors for African representation, which is what these guys are claiming.
Why is that, Archus? Why are they not doing any favors for them?
Well,
because they're not talking about anything African. They're talking about settings that have nothing to do with Africa.
Technically, San Andreas is the exact same thing that you're referring to.
At the same time,
that is literally
within a black community.
No, Archus, I think what it is,
man.
I think you're saying the part out loud that you're ignoring is you're fine with the black person inside the ghetto and being a gangbanger.
No,
That
that's not what I'm
fits
saying.
for you.
I'll
But
give you
them
another
being in a
example.
European setting or something like that, it's like, oh, they got a place. That's what you're
No,
essentially
like
saying.
Zhao, like
are.
I bought Zhao.
Oh,
Yes, they are.
They
But
are
like,
out of
I
place.
bought Zhao, and I supported that
Those
game
you ain't
because
right.
the setting from the beginning to the end is an African setting. It's filled with black African characters that represent the background that from those stories.
Why
All
do
I'm
they
saying is
have
that
to
you
be
guys,
that though? Why do they have
sorry?
to be enveloped around all this? That's what I'm asking you. Like, why
Because
can't
there's
they
not
be?
enough of those stories, Umbra. Like there's so
Oh, I
many stories
can
that take
understand
place in
that argument if
Japan.
you're saying,
There's
hey,
so
I
many
want
stories
more
that
of
take
that.
place in Europe. How many stories take place in Africa except, let's say, Origins and Zao? How many
Right,
stories have you
right.
played in gaming,
Now, see,
Umbra,
there
that
I,
take
that's
place
why
in
I said
Africa?
I can agree with where I think you're genuine. Like, I get that point. Now,
Yeah,
if you're
And then
saying,
even
hey,
in
I want
America,
more
like
of
even in
that,
America,
to be
you
fine.
still like look in movies you get an overrepresentation of like gang violence and all those things. I get
right.
it. I get why there was a huge, but in gaming we were not even represented even in terms of that until like somebody took a chance and said that's a great idea. Let's build a game around hip hop music from that era in around people's experiences in the movies that we watched in that era. Those stories are still not like there's not enough of those stories even today. Like after San Andreas, sorry, after like whatchamacallit Saints Row died, like
Mhm.
how many stories still have like genuine, like actual black stories, like actual black people
It's not
in the
a, to me,
game?
there is a lot of, there's abundance of missing out.
Okay, like which
Like
ones? Like give me
I
some
think we're
examples, Amber. Maybe I'm
overrepresented.
missing them.
I think black people in America in particular are overrepresented as far as gang banging and ratchet
But like,
and all.
what other games
That's
are they?
we're overrepresented when it comes to that instead of showing
I
the
don't
better
disagree with
side
that
of us,
yet.
right? But my point, I get what you're saying. It's like, why can't we have that? But why does this game have to be that? Why does this game need to cure all societal ills? That's the question I'm asking.
It doesn't need to cure societal ills.
So
but
why
it
then
doesn't
is it
need
a problem then for them to tell a story from an African who
because
was
it's low
there?
hanging fruit and
It
they're
don't matter
using
if
it
it's low
bait.
hanging fruit. That's an irrelevant point you're
Nah.
making. Like,
All
yeah,
right.
but they're
How is it
using something
irrelevant?
that's easy. So what? It's a real
All right,
thing. It
fellas.
existed.
Could have been
He's a
two
real
ninjas, and then it could
person.
have been the closest thing we've gotten to another Tenchu game. Instead, we're getting a weeb game.
Yeah, but Ubisoft doesn't make Tenshu, and that game would
Please
never be
close
close to Tenshu.
It's
But my
fine.
whole
Like
thing
all
is
that's gonna happen is that you're gonna get more
Guys,
weebs being obsessed with
time,
Japan,
time,
and you're gonna get more
time,
people being obsessed with
time,
Europe, and no one cares
time,
about Africa.
time,
Oh,
time,
time?
time. Okay, so Ham, we need to get into those tweets so we can move
Uh-oh.
on to the next topic. But before we
Oh
do,
boy, like
I just want to finish this one off with a very cold fact to my brother Oshis. I feel 100% what you're saying. I 1000% feel what you're saying right now. But I don't think the way to go about it is us bitching about it here. The way to go about it is to do what the critical drinker and all these other guys have been doing. Because the people that made Japanese art and samurai and ninja and all this other stuff super cool. That you have random ass black people wearing kanji on their back, don't even know what it means, but it's cool. The people that made that happen is the Japanese and the Chinese people. It's on us to make our stuff pop. It's not no Chinese man's responsibility. It's not a French dude's responsibility. It's not an American's
Thank you.
responsibility.
It's definitely not Ubisoft's responsibility.
It's not Ubisoft's responsibility. It's our developers in Nigeria, in Kenya, and South Africa, which are the three countries that I know have developers. It's our developers that need to keep practicing what they're doing with their mobile games to bring themselves up to a level where they can make full AAA games to sell our culture. Because you look at Stellar Blade, you know what happened with Stellar Blade? The devs that made Stellar Blade have been making mobile games forever. They stacked up their cheese and they were like, we're ready. Let's go AAA. And they pop it. So it's not anyone's fault, dude. We are not selling our product. It's not our neighbor's problem. It's not the white man's problem. It's our fucking problem. Sorry for the French. For those that are listening in a work environment.
I think you hit it right on the head, Lo. That was well said. And I just want to say this, and I'm gonna get out of you guys here and sorry to the cast. I kind of jumped in here because it's a real. I've been on this situation and talking with people on Twitter, so I'm heated, right? And it's just because it's annoying because, like Ham said, it's anything that has to do with black people coming into something. Now it's got to be super scrutiny and you got to do this and do that. Like, man, why do we have to jump through all these hoops just to have a black person in the game? Can't we just have like the people who argue, well, it's not about this and that? They dismiss their own point because they never cared about this before. They never cared when it was a white man in Japan and Neo. They never argued about that and said, why is he there? That never happened. And I know that's the easy one to go to because everybody is pointing that out. But there are there's other issues I can go to if I really cared enough to do.
It's still true, dude.
But it's like,
but
my point of it is that's the thing. Like, why is it every time it's a black person, all of a sudden we have to be super like magnified? Okay, well, why can't this game do this? They don't have to do that. They're telling their story. Now you can choose to say I'm going to support it or not.
So again, it goes back to the story of we, right? Oshus, I hope you're still listening. We need to make people like Umbra, people like Matt, people like Cozy, people like Stanley Francois, and everyone here in the chat. We need to make the product that make it cool to look at and consume African stuff. But we need to do that. It's not people at Ubisoft, it's not people at Microsoft, it's us. We need to do it because no one's doing the pushing for the Japanese when they started doing the pushing. Now you have people in Sweden or whatever making Ghost of Tsushima, right? But now their culture is now established as cool. But they did the legwork to set the foundations. We need to do the same.
The people that that have the legwork to set the foundations, and this is the truth, is because in Africa there's just not a lot, especially when it comes even in South Africa. If you look at all the infrastructure, it's all very much white. Like the people that have the actual sort of like the infrastructure to be able to do this, the outlets to do this, are mostly in America. It's mostly Americans. It's mostly American audiences that can adapt to this and actually like cultivate the change where we actually start focusing on African stories. But like, you know what? If you, it's fine. Like, look, I'm not saying that, you know what, if that's what people want to do and then they want, it's fine. Then support those products.
Are you free on Sunday?
And
Oshus, are you free on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm normally free on Sunday.
All right. Let's do this on Sunday because you want to get into the financials, right? Into the societal
everything, because everything is tied together.
We'll do this on Sunday. We'll do this on Sunday. We'll go all the way in there. We'll talk about the
because again, nobody
about the corruption. We'll talk about 20, 40, 50 years of independence.
Again,
and still bitching about the white man. We'll talk about that.
Yes, but my thing is this. Dude. Like my thing is nobody.
It's cool, dude. It's cool. Let's stay on the video game. So X-Man, thank you so much for the super chat. Says we're never going to see a world that is colorblind. With his attitude, he doesn't live in the US, so he doesn't understand. That is a fact.
Yeah.
We're talking about me?
Of course I don't.
No, he's talking about me. He's talking about Oshus, more than likely. I agree.
But, I live in a country that invented apartheid, but I don't understand fucking racial. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's very. I think it's very
like that's chill.
A lot of people who are not particularly part of the culture here in America, especially when it comes to the things Black Americans deal with, I don't think they quite get it either. I think sometimes they're off on what they say. But listen, regardless of that, Oshus, I give you credit for standing your ground and for believing what you believe, because I believe
this is my guy.
I don't necessarily agree with you on all the way, but I do understand what you're trying to say, and that we do need more stories that are focused in the motherland. I'm with you there. However, that is not their job to do that. Like, we have to tell the story for Africans. That's just not.
But that's
job.
what they say they're trying to do. But like,
no,
that's the whole point.
That's not their mission.
No, but that's their whole thing, is that we want to represent more stories and more voices. That is their whole.
And they're representing another.
But they're not representing any
African Mozambican voice. I have to make sure I correct that. A Mozambican voice. They're actually doing just
there we
that.
go.
I get what you're saying, but you have to remember it's a bunch of white people. You can't trust what they do.
Cozy. You'll get y'all canceled. See, Cozy.
Cozy, step back, please.
Cozy,
I'm just saying.
Cozy, get your canceled
Umbra.
quick.
I'm just
Umbra, plug
saying.
your stuff. Plug your stuff.
Hey,
Cozy will never get canceled. She's the right gender and the right race.
Oh, hey, there you go. DEI protected.
Plug your stuff. Plug your stuff. Tell us where we can find you, etc.
Listen, thank you all for having me up. And I'm sorry we kind of derailed the conversation like this because I know you all got other topics to get to. Much love to our white and Mike. What are you? Are you Hawaiian? I don't. Okay. Well, to our brothers that are
You're
not
on
black,
mute, Matt.
Me?
Yeah. What are you? What's your ethnicity?
No, I'm black.
Oh, okay. Oh, you light black. Okay.
I'm very light. I'm very light skinned.
Okay,
there we go.
I'm incredibly light skinned. But to be fair, a lot of people when they see my size, they're like, "Oh, he's Samoan."
Yeah,
So,
I thought you were Samoan. I swear I did all the time.
I get it.
Yeah. Well, much love to you and Mental. I know you guys have been kind of sitting here absorbing all of this while we've been, and Cozy too, even though she said some crazy stuff. Been kind of here while we've been chirping it up. So thank you all for bringing me up really quick for this. I really appreciate it. You guys, of course, can find me on Twitter, Infinite Umber or Umber Infinite. You'll find me either way. Tonight, you can find me on the Infinite podcast at 8:00 Eastern. My podcast, The Fix, on Thursdays at 8:00. Thursdays at 8:00 Eastern. Sorry, guys. You all have a great show. I'll still be in the audience.
Cheers.
Much love and respect, Umbra.
And by what I meant when I said that to you, Ashish, that's like more of like if you look at the studio making it, you can't have any expectations of them.
No.
Have no expectations of them.
I agree.
Look at who makes up that studio and then cut all your expectations. You're not talking about like a small studio and they're like, we wanted to tell this story because then, some small studio, they would typically be really passionate about this sort of thing. For them, this is them. This is a product.
Yeah. No, I agree. I completely agree, Cozy.
All right. Let's move on to the tweets because. Oh, also, Mental, you haven't said any.
Yeah, Mental has been quiet.
I've just been absorbing
Mental, I want to hear more from
Mental, tell us.
Yeah.
Dude, what do you think?
Yeah,
I really want to hear from Mental. Mental has been so quiet.
Put him on the white on the wide screen, not the white screen.
Put him
on.
The white screen.
The white screen. Jeez, this took a dark turn. Wait.
Oh my lord! It took a left turn. That's what it did.
Took a light turn, yeah.
Mental, as the only melanin deficient person on the panel.
Really?
What are your thoughts on Yasuke being the protagonist?
Yeah, this is the
dude. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's a tough topic for me. I mean, I can see what Ash is saying. I actually tend to agree that it's being used as a tool to check boxes a little bit, but at the same time, I think it's like a great thing too, right? The diversity aspect of it. I'm a fan of getting more representation out in games, so it's kind of a double-edged sword from where I sit. I'm not a huge fan of Assassin's Creed, so chances are I probably won't play it because I've bought so many of the games and never finished any of them. I'll probably I'll probably end up buying it, but I'll do it when it's $20 or something. I'm not paying $20. $150 or whatever for the game. I'm not doing that because I'm in Canada. Just for those that don't know.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
So it's more than 130.
Oh, yeah. It'll be like $170 probably.
3 months though. Their games drop in price in record time.
Oh, they do. They do.
Yeah, they do.
They crash pretty fast, and it'll probably be $20 Canadian before long for the full shebang. So that's what I'll probably do. But I can see both sides of the argument for sure. I see value in the game being put out there, but I also think they are leveraging the current climate in their methods. I mean, the simple fact that they've never done an historically real character before
as the protagonist.
Exactly. So they're taking advantage of that to serve a bit of their agenda. And that's That's how I see it. But do I think it's a bad thing? Not necessarily. No.
No, it's not.
Yeah. DJ
So, that's
Birdo,
where I
thank
see
you
it.
so much for this super chat. Says, didn't know Loke had an older brother who podcasted. Yep, that's my brother right there. Oshus,
I
my
don't
big
podcast
bro.
yet. I will.
Hey,
Oshus is, but no, I mean, how can they be related? Oshus is in Africa and Loke is in Texas.
okay.
Yeah.
Sir
You
X-Man
don't have
with
any
another
African
super chat.
ancestry? Well, African.
Yo, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that.
No, like I'm
Sir
asking
X-Man,
Cozy. I'm sure Cozy has like Cozy. Have you done your ancestry?
yeah, just look at her. Of course, dude. What are you? Sir X-Man, thank you so much for the super chat. Says the
Damn.
Starfield update is amazing, everyone. I'm looking.
What?
Huh?
You're what?
I'm
Cozy?
just confused by that question.
What
Yeah,
question?
yeah,
I look very
yeah.
Oh.
obviously Negro.
yeah.
Yes, but I'm like
Yeah.
saying that like have you like looked into your African ancestry like via
No.
ancestry.com and all that? No, just
Why?
it's a fun thing to do. No, again, you guys are assuming that I'm saying you need to do this. No, I'm not saying do this. I'm just saying have you tried?
You know, I did
No.
that once, and it came up Irish.
But you
and I
know,
was
like,
this
dude,
thing is
your
rubbish.
ancestors
Irish.
are buried like 2
I
gardens away
swear.
from where you. Come on, bro.
Dude, it said Irish. That's why I think it's bullshit. It said
No,
Irish.
like your
What
ancestors are buried in your
percentage?
backyard.
What percentage though, Loke?
Irish
Loke-
was like 72 or something.
Loke is
What the fuck?
Okay,
95.
that makes no
No.
sense.
Come on.
No, because that's not how that works. I know people have done it. They
It
source
was
it from.
off. It was very off.
Look,
I
found
mean,
out he was
you're-
Japanese.
Look, you put that
No.
in the corner, ne?
Loke was
Loke's
kissing.
Norwegian.
No, Loke
Fuck
was
off.
kissing someone Irish, and then he sent
I
in a
was at
sample.
Menlyn. Oshus,
Ah,
I
you
was at
lie.
Menlyn.
You
Remember when
lie.
they did that campaign in 2012, 2011? I
Yeah.
was at Menlyn right after the World Cup. I was at
Yeah.
Menlyn and
Who
I
were you
did
kissing?
the test. Who was I? What?
Kissing. You were like, blah, 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 and then you did the test. Tainted your
What?
result.
Ham.
I don't know what's happening right now.
Please bring up the tweets.
Which
I don't
one?
want to talk about my exes. Go whichever.
All his exes live in Texas.
Whichever order you would like to use, Ham, put it up right now, please. All right then. All right. So this one with this specific comment, the person was trying to point out was responding to the tweet above. Ham, do you mind reading it? I can't see. It's not close enough for me.
All right. So the original tweet says black people can be samurais and not be canceled for appropriating Asian culture, but Asians get canceled for appropriating black culture because they wear braids and rap. Coming from the original tweet that says, if you have a problem with Black Samurai, go ahead and smash that unfollow button. And then Eden Prime says, I member, you member.
Yeah. So I think everyone is aware of the history here.
No.
This was deemed cultural appropriation by this specific game. I think it's the game that Cozy likes. What was it? Animal
Crossing.
Animal
Crossing. Yes.
Why is this?
Animal
Why is
Crossing.
this cultural? Hold on. Why is this?
Because her hairstyle can only be worn by black people. According
No,
Oh,
that's not
man,
true.
fucking
That's absolutely
this
not
is-
true.
Man,
That is not true.
What I'm saying is not true, or the people that were
What
freaking
you're
out.
saying is not true.
Okay, so please explain, because
It can only be worn by people with that hair type, and I've seen some people with that hair type who are absolutely not black.
Yeah, with curly hair.
no,
I
I'm
mean,
talking about the specific controversy around this that they made that people were freaking out about with the hair. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about that it factually makes
And-
sense.
And this was a big issue.
It
Was this a big issue? Because I
Was
never
it?
heard.
I don't know. I'm asking. I've
Like
It
there's been
was.
so
never
many
heard-
of these
I've never
incidents.
heard of
Yeah?
this.
I've
Me
heard a
neither.
couple of these.
It was like I didn't bring it up
Where
on the
like
show. 'cause
an
it was-
Asian
That's
pop star
tragic.
has
It's-
braids and they're culturally appropriating black
It's a
culture.
bunch of weird people because most
Yeah.
people are just playing Animal Crossing. Animal Crossing legit has probably one of the most chill communities ever, and most people are just like, okay, it's cool.
Yeah, nobody cares.
Yeah,
Luke
that's
is a
kind
white
of
guy.
when the black hairstyles came out actually on Animal Crossing, I know a
Like
lot of
Drake.
people who are not black who switched to them because they're like, oh, cool new hairstyles.
I got to step away for 2 minutes, guys. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, yes.
Gotta give the
seeing
dog
that,
coffee.
seeing that, I can't
Yeah,
imagine
she's
being
bugging me here. I
outraged
think
about
she needs
that.
to go outside.
Oh, okay. But yeah,
Sorry, Matt. Oh, okay.
What's up?
No. Go ahead. You
No,
were
I
saying
was
something.
saying, seeing that, like, I can't imagine. It's the same way I feel about the whole Yaska. Like, I just can't imagine being. I'm just not that worked up about it.
that
And I'm
much
certainly
feeling
not.
over it.
I'm certainly not worked up about that. Certainly not.
So we're good with this. This is not a problem.
I mean, just for
Yeah.
me. I don't know about anybody else. I can't speak for
All
everybody
right. So
else.
the reason why I
Animal
thought it was
Crossing-
relevant.
Yeah.
The reason why I thought it was relevant is because whenever I see like an outrage for something, I always try to flip it around to see if it makes sense or it still makes sense or the people still agree with what they think, right?
Yeah.
Just like with the logic of, oh, Xbox closed the studio, it's the end of the world. Okay, Xbox opened the studio. Is it now the
No, we
beginning
still
of
hate
Xbox?
That's even
greatness?
worse. That's even
Phil is a
worse.
liar.
Because
Phil is a
they
liar. All right.
they did all that work and they opened a new one.
Yeah, and then like you can close one in Japan. Like I feel very much the same about that. Day. Like you can close a studio in Japan, but like you can just open a new one in Activision, and yet that doesn't matter. That's like nobody cares. Okay,
I mean,
fine. Let's...
To be fair, they produced a bunch of games that didn't sell.
Well, I mean, like selling is a very, very relative in terms of like they came out, but like Cozy, they came out and said that that game was successful. The executives who are not, they can't just lie about stuff like that. I mean, Aaron Greenberg
they
came out and said
What?
that
They can't.
Well,
they can't
they-
just lie.
they can as human beings, but they're not like. But like, no, but listen, but like, are they allowed to lie?
They are allowed to
Yes.
lie and do.
Yes,
They
history
did it.
has shown us that's the job of the exec
That's
to come out and tell.
And then my thing is
little
that
lies.
okay, so. But my thing is then, why do you trust anything else they say?
You don't.
Ashes, hold on, hold on.
Exactly, and that's my
Ashes,
point. Is that
I
they
told-
came out and they lied.
No, Ashes, hold up real quick. I told my wife the situation and the outrage about this situation, and mind you, she is like working up towards the executive level at her job, right? And I told her what Xbox has done, and she was like, I'm failing to see this.
Yeah, because as a normal person, though, as a normal person,
she-
Ham, you look at that and you say, "You guys lied."
No. I'm
deceived your fan base.
saying she's failing to see the
Yeah.
issue is because she works in a place
Exactly.
that does shit like that all the time.
Yeah.
I worked at a
And
company.
it has nothing to do with video games.
Record profits. I worked at a
I
company.
work. You'd be surprised to know that I actually work for an
You guys
investment
have
firm.
jobs? The fuck is this? What's going on? here?
So, like, I know that BS all the time, but gaming is such an intimate thing in the sense that for you to lie, to a
Business
gaming
is
audience-
business.
Business
I
is
feel
business,
like
Cozy,
you're
but
making it intimate.
but no,
When-
but like. When Phil Spencer, when Phil Spencer is playing Halo
I
with me,
like
it is
this
intimate.
person a lot, and I feel a lot of feelings for them. But the other person says they're just a friend. That's
Yeah, well-
this situation.
Oh,
He
Yeah.
played Team Deathmatch with me, and he's the executive of Xbox. All right.
yeah.
Executives
believe
don't
what
have
he
fun in their
says.
spare time.
But that's the thing. Him playing Team Deathmatch with you doesn't not make him the executive of Xbox.
No, it doesn't.
and
But, like,
it's-
it
and
makes
it's-
me
that's the thing.
believe as a gullible nobody. It makes me believe whatever Phil says. Like, you know what Phil
That's
said?
what
What?
Well,
then he's doing his
that's
job.
Yeah, that's what like people are finding this out. Like a lot of people, I'm gonna name shout out Tim Dog because he snapped.
Tim,
but like,
that's
but
my
like,
bro.
like everybody had this realization, this sudden realization, like, oh, they're not my friend, they're executives.
They're
Everybody at the same exact
Exactly.
time had this realization.
I don't
And-
understand.
And it's just for whatever reason now everything's crumbling down.
If
It's
if
like,
I
dude,
can't ask you to help me move, or I'm not I'm not gonna.
I would if Phil asked
Imagine
me
to my
like
friend.
I would be there, bro. Like yeah, when are you moving, Phil? Like,
No,
when
if
are we
you
going?
asked him, if you asked
For real?
him, if you asked him, that's what I'm saying.
You would help Phil
Phil's
move.
like, hey, can you come help me move?
No.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying.
I'm
You
there,
have to
bro.
ask
I'm
him.
there. Like
Yeah,
who's not there to help Phil move?
I don't know.
Yo,
I'm not.
he-
I'm not.
I'm not.
Oh,
Like,
don't
and this
lie,
is
Yeah,
also
I'm
12
not.
months
Phil's
of
going to
Game
ask you
Pass
to
or
move.
something.
You don't.
Unless he wants to set me up with some money, he set me up with like $1 million
Yeah.
bucks. I'm down. Sure, let's
It doesn't
go.
have to be a
Let me
million
go
bucks,
help
dude.
this multi-millionaire move.
Yeah.
Let my broke ass go help this
Because he cares,
multi-millionaire.
Ham. He cares about you.
No, he cares
He
about the
cares.
bottom
The
line.
reason he asked you to go and like help him move is because he cares. Why would he ask anyone? Like he's got the money.
Because no, Oshis, I'll tell you why.
Because he
Oh,
knows
wow.
you'll do
I'll
it
tell
for
you why.
free.
Exactly.
I
People
would-
that have money,
I would
people
do it
that
for
have
free,
money,
and I would actually pay for it. I'll pay for the move.
people that
Oh my
exactly
God.
people that have money don't
Dear
like
God.
spending money.
Like Phil, it's on me. It's okay.
Oh my
Hey,
God.
let me give you a real life situation, bro. Like I've had
That's
like I've watched bosses that are
Yeah.
friends with people and fire them and still kick it
Yeah.
with them. Like it's just
Oh no.
the business trumps the intimate feels that you may be getting there.
I worked
Austin.
at a company, and they literally we were record profits. They literally threw us a party because our performance was so great. They're like, "Hey, come, like a big party." Threw us a party. Then Monday they were like, "By the way, we're letting you all go at the end of the week."
Like
Yeah.
I can never understand that. That is like some cold
Hit
ass
me
shit.
up if you
know,
want to
like,
have
when
a
I've been in
beer and we
corporate
can talk about
over.
it.
And they
years.
took our. I mean, they were nice enough to take our badges and then tell us to go home and said they'd pay us out to the end of the week. But
No,
yeah.
that's cold, bro. That is like some of the cold shit you can do to people.
I mean,
It's cold, but that's what a
that's how
business
you
is.
operate with like trillions of dollars. That's exactly how you operate.
That reminded me of a time also when my I wasn't going to be fired. Like, so they transferred they were going to transfer a lot of us, but not like the management team. And so one of the managers, she was training some other people in on the management team who were going to be a replacement. But none of us knew that she wasn't told this. So we're like, oh yeah. And we made a joke about her training her replacement. And she was like, what? And we were like, oh, you didn't know? You didn't know?
Oh, you didn't know?
You gotta tell somebody.
We're all like,
All right, so let's move on to the
not
next
your
tweet.
friends.
Let's move on to the next tweet. Oh my goodness. So-
Bayek.
yeah, so I chose these because I want us to look at different perspectives, not just people that agree with us, right?
Yep.
Ham, you
Man,
mind
I'm
reading
seeing
that?
you're a white guy here in the comments. There's a lot of that shit going around. What's going on?
I'm a white guy.
Yes.
The
Yes,
white
you are.
guy like Drake.
No, it's because
Look
of
at
that
you.
rubbish. It's because that
Look at
rubbish
you.
with
You
the
look
Irish
ashy.
thing.
You
Bye,
look
me.
sick.
You want
just read the tweet,
some
please.
bleaching stuff,
Save me.
bro? Like what's happening?
Yo, Oshis, Ham, come on, read the tweet. Read the tweet. Don't let it just
Look at
hang
you,
there.
Chuck. You look sick, man.
Ham, read the damn tweet. Read the damn tweet, Ham.
You look like you just got up from ground zero.
Ground zero. I'm paid. I'm paid.
All right. So Atreus says when Bayek of Siwa was donning the whole white hood, there was the racist outrage then. It's almost as if there was none because it made sense. Checkmate. Now get the fuck out of my mentions, clown.
Guy checkmated. I'm good. I have nothing to say. I
Does
agree.
anyone have a retort?
I agree completely what he said. Because
Yeah,
again,
Oshis,
this whole thing of
does
like there's been
anyone
a
besides
backlash.
Oshis have anything to say? about this?
Aside from the African,
When
the
I'm
power
also
of the
African,
Black
bro.
Panther will now
I'm
be stripped
the
away.
fuck. Get the hell out of here, man. All right, Cozy, you were saying something. Stop laughing at that shit joke. Stop it, Cozy.
Stop
The
laughing.
Irish Texan.
Now I'm Irish. Okay.
You're
Go ahead,
Irish.
Cozy.
I mean, you
I'm,
said
I'm
it.
never sharing. I'm never sharing anything with you guys again. Go ahead, Cozy.
Loki, you literally said you're 98% Irish.
Cool.
I didn't say 98. It said 72%.
I was
Whatever.
close enough. Continue,
I-
Cozy.
Okay. You know what?
I
Cozy, go ahead.
actually support this idea, this with the evidence people are showing. Like, hey, yeah, people liked this one.
So it's
This
it's
cool
nothing
dude.
against black people.
Yeah, maybe.
No.
So
maybe-
my
I mean,
take,
not saying
That's
there
what
isn't
I'm
anything
saying,
against
man.
black people. I'm saying there's like a lot of people that are being lumped into one pile because
Yeah.
most people lack critical thinking skills. But yes, so like, and they're lumping everyone on a pile, and they'll still like dogpile this person because that's a different
Yeah.
whatever. But
Exactly.
so my question to that is, are black people only allowed to exist in black spaces?
no,
I think that's an important question, Loke. I think the same way white people take pride in European ancestry and their European stories being told in the media, we should be as equally proud. And I just don't feel we are.
I don't
We have a
give
bunch of
two shits
weebs that,
or white
like,
people.
and my thing is, I just feel that there's a bunch of people that
this
care
topic.
about being in other people's stories more than they care about
Answer.
being in African stories, and
Don't
that's
you
my
say it's a good?
bottom line.
Don't you say it's a good question? Answer my question.
Yeah, I answered
Should
your
black
question, Mos.
people?
And
No,
did-
you didn't. You said it's a good question. Then you took it to the white people, and we're not here discussing white people.
But I'm just making an
Answer
example
me.
to say that people are
Answer
proud
my
of where they come
question.
from.
Ushers, answer
Yeah.
my question.
Yes.
Ushers and Cozy, because you two agree with this
okay.
too. Is it that black people should only exist in black spaces?
Primarily.
I
First. Sorry,
I
Cozy,
actually
go ahead.
think it's more like that's what I want to see. Like, you notice something about me.
Yes.
I don't like medieval fantasy. I don't like medieval fantasy. I don't like historical stuff. I don't like any of that because that stuff is like, whenever they have black people in it, it's usually like thrown in there.
Yes.
And it doesn't
Means
feel
nothing.
yeah. Like,
They don't
and there are a
feel black.
dozen ways
They
you
have
can
no
create a
background.
story. Yeah, there's a dozen ways you can create a story, and it's reflective of, an authentic world, and we don't get that. Which is why you notice something about me. I stick to like sci-fi games. I stick to space games. I stick to future stuff. And that's
So
part of
I'll
the reason why.
I'll try this one more time.
Yes.
Should black people
No.
only exist in black spaces?
No.
No. Of course not.
Thank you. Thank you for agreeing with me. Anyone else have anything to say here before we move on to the next tweet?
Yeah. I actually have one thing that I wanted to throw out. Like, I feel like in this thread, somebody brought up something that was mad interesting, right? And everybody likes to gloss over it to talk about this whole issue, right? But no one's looking at this right here.
What's this?
It says Ubisoft may have come up with a new way to monetize Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Oh, snap.
Assassin's Creed Shadows will reportedly have many battle passes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're buying it, you get what you deserve.
Yeah. You get what you deserve. Yes. I love that.
I thought that was a pretty neat little piece of information.
But Ubisoft is Ubisoft. Like, I mean, we expect that. Like, I mean, it's the same thing. Like Ubisoft, like EA will Ubisoft, bro. Like,
I hope they actually
okay. Time out. If we're gonna say Ubisoft is gonna Ubisoft about that, then why are we surprised and talking for 2 hours plus about this?
Because I feel passionate about Yasuke and I don't feel passionate about monetization because it's such a standard practice in our business. I suppose you're right, actually, Ham, that even with this expropriation of characters out of Africa, it's the same thing. So Ubisoft or big multinationals will big multinational. So you're absolutely right that none of this really matters because they will do what they need to do at the end of the day to make a profit. So you are actually 100% correct.
And if it's good, it will sell, and if it's shit,
100%.
it won't.
That's what it's going to come down to.
That's what matters to me at the end of the day.
You're absolutely right. I think you win the argument in any respect in that way. If you say at the end of the day, profit will determine whether or not that's the route they take or not. But I just feel that a lot of people are not gonna easily
I
just
want to
say,
wait
okay.
till Loke gets back to share this next piece, but that some bitch walked away.
No, I
God
agree.
damn it. I really want him to be back when I throw this on the screen because I know he's
Where
kind
did
of
you run off
excited
to?
to talk about this. What do you go take a?
I have no idea.
Go take a shit. Congratulations, Luke.
Matt,
I'm
have
just
you
gonna throw it on the
tried
screen
the new
anyway.
60 FPS Starfield patch?
Bam! This is it right here. So I'll go on ahead and read it, and I'll just reread it for Loke when he gets back. But this tweet right here says, "The Yusuke was a oh yes, he got back just in time. I'm on your favorite tweet right now, Loke.
Which one?
Just listen.
Oh,
The Yusuke was a retainer, so he wasn't a samurai. Argument makes me roll my eyes so much. I'm descended from Fuji. What? I'm gonna fuck this up. Fujikake, is that right?
Let's go. Keep it going. Just keep going. Just keep going. Don't stop.
Nagasaku. I don't know.
Just keep going, bro. That's the trick.
Nagakatsu, who was a retainer of Oda Nabuganga.
Nabunaga.
No, thank you. AKA absolutely a samurai. Why are people like this? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so me and Ham had a chat about this before the show, and I came up with an example. Retainers are essentially what wrestlers are at the WWE level. They're called contractors, but we all call them WWE superstars. Same thing with samurais. They were all retainers, or most of them were retainers, and then they were called samurai. We all have to make peace with this. I mean, unless we're willing to fight a freaking Japanese person that has a descendant. Oshus, imagine someone coming to you and saying, no, the real story of Mzilikazi was XXXX. And you're like, bro, my great grandma said this and this and this. So this, I think we could all agree, this lays the whole discussion about retainer to rest.
And for me personally, that was never the argument. I don't care whether he was a retainer or a samurai in Japan. I'm more interested of who he was in Africa than he was in that place. I don't care. So it's okay. It's cool. If that's what he was a samurai, he was a retainer, it's all good to me. It doesn't make a difference to me. Like
how do you know this person really is who they say they are? It's the internet.
Again, it's Twitter, yeah. Like everybody just uses random, yeah, it's fine.
I'm gonna start saying I'm someone more important than I am.
Yeah. But like,
you guys have to
besides that, but because it doesn't change anything. Like whether he was a samurai or not, how does that change anything about him being in the game, though?
I don't mind him in the game
because he was a real person.
I just wish he wasn't like the main character.
Let's not circle back to this bullshit.
And even if he wasn't real, why was no one pissed off about Bayek not being a real person? Why was no one not pissed off about Ezio Auditore not being a real person? Why was we don't know if Yasuke is not a badass. Maybe Yasuke is a badass. No one here has played the game, so don't come to me with this guy was a badass, this guy wasn't. No.
He looks a little bit off, man.
Oh Lord, his locks look nice. I found out that calling them dreadlocks
those braids, are those dreads or sorry, are those dreads or are those braids? I don't know.
Don't call them dreads, dude.
There's nothing wrong with calling them dreads.
Ooh, ham.
Stop listening.
Okay.
Braids, like
I'm gonna lay back. Hold on. Ham's got something to say.
Okay, so I have a story that I had happen yesterday, and I called Loke immediately. I had to talk to him about it because I felt like a fucking mark, right? I felt stupid, and I'm actually going to bring this up while I talk about it. So,
So yesterday I walked into this place. It's very similar to like a Chipotle because every night I kick it with Matt, and he's always fucking talking about Chipotle. So I went and got myself a burrito from somewhere.
Always talking about.
After I got done with physical therapy, I went and got myself a burrito. And as they were making it, I looked up at the cashier and said, "Yo, man, those are some dope dreads." And that was not the right thing to say, apparently. Because apparently the meaning behind dreads is not the best. Which I'll pull that up right now. Okay, so right there. I'll even zoom in on it so we can all see that. But it says, all right, so the history of the name, and this is what the person, the woman right next to the guy that was wearing the dreads said to me. She said, she asked me first, she's like, "Do you know the history behind
I know the history.
Dreadlocks?" And I was like, I had dreadlocks. That's what I told her. I was like, I had dreadlocks, and I mean, they're dope. She's like, "Well, just call them locks because the history." And she said this dang near word for word. She said the history of the name dreadlocks is supposed to be from, I guess, like British, like the Britons back in the day. I guess supposedly made up the name dreadlocks because they were dreadful to look at. And I had no idea about that. So then I looked it up and I figured out that that was not the best thing to actually go for when looking at that. So
it's cringe eye roll, something that like far leftists like basically do. It doesn't matter. And anyone who ever tries to correct me, I'm like, shut up and go drink bleach.
Sure, but like I can understand
bleach.
I could understand somebody like not liking something, you know, if there's a more appropriate way to say something, I'm gonna do the more appropriate way. I'm not gonna troll somebody on purpose, you know. That's
a them problem. That's how I feel. It's a them problem. And everyone I know who's ever argued with me about this doesn't even have them. So I'm like, shut up.
Okay, I mean that's
if you don't
that's
have them,
fine.
shut up.
That's fine, but I mean that is an interesting way to look at it because I feel like we all have something that kind of gets under our skin at some point, and we can say that's a them problem all we want, but in all actuality, hey, if there's an easier or nicer way to go about it, why not go the nicer way about it?
I draw the line as someone who's had dreads, I draw the line at things that I have had. Like, so if it was like someone who's like, hey, you use this term, it's not of my people or something that I've participated in, then I'm going to be like, my bad, I won't do that. But I draw the line at things that are just like stuff that I've had dreads. So if someone ever tried to correct me on that, I'd seriously tell them to shut up and have.
BBL Cozy, ladies and gentlemen. BBL Cozy.
Wait, what's that mean?
It's
a Drake reference.
It's Drake. It's Drake got cooked. They called him BBL Drizzy.
Oh.
Yeah. This is what I looked at. This is what I seen initially when I first looked it up because I typed in meaning origin. And it says dreadlocks hairstyle first appeared in Jamaica during post-emancipation as a means of defiance for ex-slaves to rebel against Eurocentric centrism that was forced on them. The hairstyle was originally referred to as a dreadful hairstyle by the Eurocentric Jamaican society, later evolving to the term now used dreadlocks. The style is said to be based on that of Eastern or East African warriors. So there you go. That's what I read when I looked it up.
Venomous Viper, we have an actual Jamaican, says dreadlocks is not a derogatory term. We just don't like Rastafarians. No.
God damn.
Oh, dang, man. That was fun.
Well, a Jamaican said it, so
That was icy.
yeah.
She's actually chilling. Like, she's been chilling. I think because it was raining, she like is very calm and sedate when it's been raining.
Yeah, because the only reason you're on the show, is because we get to see the bird. Really, that's like the main.
Why
reason.
do not? I don't. Those are expensive, and they look weird. I don't have to have a fake one.
All right, Ham. Do we have any more tweets, or can we move on?
Nope, we're done with that.
All right.
Oh, goodness.
So, very quickly before we move on, Matt, are you getting this game day one?
What, Assassin's Creed?
Yeah.
Probably in some way, shape, or form. Whether it's buying it or just subscribing to
Ubisoft Plus.
Yeah, I'll be playing it day one.
All right, Ham, are you going in day one?
No.
Cozy, you going in day one?
I'm not jumping to go purchase it day one. No.
Me purchasing an Ubisoft game that isn't
That's
Rayman?
a yes. That's a yes.
That's a definitely yes. Cozy, I think your dad is speaking to you with this comment. Mental, are you getting this game day one?
No. Too expensive.
Yeah.
And I never finished them, so.
You know?
There's an echo. There's an
That
echo
is
in your
true.
mic.
You got an echo going on.
If it's
Sorry.
physical, it is physical. It's real.
Oh,
Even if
Lord.
it's artificially made.
No, that's like
Yes.
women saying it's my hair because I bought it. And
It is theirs. Once they buy it, it's theirs.
Oh, goodness. All right. Oshus, are you getting this game day one?
Hell yeah. It's got a Black Samurai in it. What the fuck? Of course I'm getting a day one.
Wait up.
You guys on
Wait a
about?
minute. Wait up. Dude. What? Am I the only one here that's confused as hell right now?
No, you're gullible, Luke. So relax.
Oh, okay. He's fucking around.
No, like, look,
fuck out of here.
I will probably to be honest with you, I'm
badass
being honest with you, Luke. I will, like, I'm thinking about it. I'll probably might get it.
Day one.
Probably might.
And the reason why, the reason why, even though I'm opposed to the principle behind the game, is that having a game, to what you guys have been saying, and I'm agreeing with you guys here, what you guys have been saying, having a black protagonist in a game maybe is not such. Because if I don't buy it, basically, what I'm saying is that if I don't buy it, it will discourage them to put less black, or it will discourage them to put more black people in games. Or
Xbox showed us that doesn't mean anything, bro. You
Yeah.
could buy a game, you can play a game.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, they offer like a subscription option as well, or whatever. But I'll probably get it because I've always bought most Assassin's Creed games of this from Odyssey. I've always bought them day one, so I'm still probably gonna buy it or support it because of the fact that I do want to see more black people in games. But it doesn't mean I agree with the game.
I guess I'm the only one standing on business.
Yeah,
It's a buy never.
It's only cozy. It's only cozy. All right. Well, I'm
The
getting it,
pre-order?
obviously.
No.
I
it's in the
hate Assassin's Creed. The new ones, I hate them. I think they're horrible grindathons. But it's a Mozambican protagonist. What am I supposed to do?
I supported Zao for the same reason, even though it had SBI in it. So I might probably get it there.
When you played Zao, how was it?
It was brilliant. Like, I supported Zao
Thank
because
you.
I listened to your recommendation and you said no, the game is good, and I played it and was good. And I enjoyed like a lot of the like familiar references to my culture in the game. Like, even the music, the opening song is a Xhosa song from my culture, and that was a meaningful thing to me. And that's what I want to see
choose
more of.
Swahili as the voice acting.
Yes.
Oh,
And Because there's a lot of Swahili that also like sort of spills into like the
Yes,
language.
and that's what I was telling Ham. Ham didn't
Yeah.
believe me, but I told him, dude, if you speak Shona, if you speak Xhosa or Zulu, you can catch a whole bunch of words in the Swahili. And he was like, no, that's not true. You're just faking or whatever.
No,
Thank
I
you
mean,
for
I'm just
confirming
saying,
that
like,
lie.
I'm just
How
saying
did Ham
that
know?
I mean, good for the community colleges of Texas
You don't speak
for
African.
really involving all sorts of different types of dialect within the Zulu language.
Okay.
They
Mr.
provided you a
Jordan
lot
Dog.
of. They provided you a lot of references, Lo.
All right. Mr. Jordan Dog, thank you so much. Welcome in, brother. Appreciate you. My brother in Kojima. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Senua Saga. We got a new trailer that gave us the official the story so far trailer, right?
Should I
so
hit
for anyone
no?
that hasn't played it. Bro, come on.
No.
Dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? Then he refreshes
That's
and
it.
says,
Now
oh,
it's forever
what? Are you serious? All right, fuck it. Let me share my screen. Oh my lord. Man. Seriously.
Oh man, that's great.
BBL Ham.
All right, hater. All right. Relax. I got you.
I heard the lies of Phil there.
Make sure you mute it.
There we go. This looks scrumptious. Okay, this angle looks kind of like Fable. Yes? Am I the only one?
Yeah, I can
Sort
see
of.
it.
Yeah, like the Fable vibe. Still Fable-ish.
Mm. Wish it was more Stellar Bleedish.
Wait, they're leading up to it. How long is this thing? 5 minutes.
17 minutes.
It says 5 here, though.
The last time we watched a 15-minute video, it took 3 hours to get through it. So
It did. It did. It did. Sundays can get out
we
of
letting this one develop. No
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah, we just
well,
go
no
in with it.
audio, so it's
Yeah, is there music? Check it again. See if there's music or just them talking.
And freed a warrior from her body.
Yeah. There's no music. I don't hear anything.
But the voice of her father stayed with her, reminding her
Okay,
of
so
her
they're doing the
curse.
recap with these.
And when
like,
the plague
2D
came to her
videos.
land,
For real? No actual
Senua's tree was
gameplay?
marked.
Oh,
Why are they
Hell.
using British actors? Why can't they use Norwegian actors?
She pressed
See, I'm all
deeper
about
into
this.
the underworld,
Don't start.
resisting its
Don't freaking
grasping
start.
hands and deafening
Alright, so
cries,
this is a
Turn
shit
it
trailer.
down.
until she
Can't even hear
found
you.
her pride.
This is a shit trailer.
Well, it sounded
It's
much
not a
better.
tra-
if they
it's not a
used
trailer,
Norwegian.
it's a story recap.
Trailer.
I
It's
I
a
don't
story
sense that.
recap.
That's what it says
the
here.
story. But it does say the story so far.
And then what does it say at the end?
Trailer. But it's a story recap.
And then what does it say at the end?
It says trailer. I said that, but it's a story recap.
it's trailing the original story and recapping it for us.
You can ask me again what it says at the end. I'll tell you again. It says trailer.
We're gonna do this all night, man. That's what we're going to do. This was disappointing. I'm underwhelmed. I am underwhelmed.
What does it say?
So then Ham had it
Look.
right the first time when he just said
Learn
no.
all about the story so far ahead of Senua Saga.
Sorry, look, what logo is on the box of that like game or like on the opening credits?
What you mean? What box? What logo?
What logo? Like what logo does it have there, bro?
Xbox at the beginning.
Ah, thank you.
Did
so
it?
you understand why you're disappointed.
Oh, dude. All right.
And it comes full circle.
All right, let's be
Back
brief
to the
with this
beginning.
one, man.
Always.
Jeez, dude, you have a real hard on for Xbox.
I'm an Xbox fan. Like, it's pity it doesn't exist anymore, but I was an Xbox fan when it was, back in circa, when we had Halo and all these good things and Gears.
You have like a
This
full
is almost
sheet of
3 times.
gigs.
This is almost 3 times the amount of time that most people get to spend with their therapist.
And we're doing it for free, dude.
Thank you. You're doing a national service. You're providing a national service.
International.
International, yeah.
Yes.
Come on, Viper. That's too much.
Rehabilitating an African.
That's the whole game. Oh my goodness. All right, Matt. Senor Saga, are you hopping on day one on Friday, or you good?
Friday.
On Friday.
Is it not Friday? When's it coming out?
Like
Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday.
Like
Tuesday.
The 21st, yeah.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Wow.
I tried to tell you that the other day, look. That's why
I thought I would.
I
thought I had the whole week to finish Stellar Blade.
Nope.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna have to try and cram a lot on that this weekend.
Yeah, you better get them yams spurring.
I'm supposed to crank out the whole game in 3 days.
If you want, yeah.
Looks like that's way too much friction.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't have said crank. Anyway, Matt, Tuesday. Wrong choice of words. Tuesday. Are you down or no?
Yes. Yeah,
right.
I've been waiting for this game ever since they showed it.
All right, Ham Solo. You interested in Stellar Blade? Oh, sorry, Hellblade.
Stellar
My bad.
Blade.
I mean, I already beat Stellar Blade, but yeah, I mean, and that's the reason I already beat Stellar Blade is because I knew this game was right around the corner, and I honestly need to hurry up and beat Zal. But I don't know. I just don't know. Maybe I'll stream it on Sunday and just play the game until I'm done. Yeah, power through.
Yep. All right. Cozy.
Yeah?
Hellblade. White European woman in the medieval times. Are you down?
No.
Mental. Hellblade 2. Are you interested?
Yeah.
No, also no.
No, yeah, no, I'll be playing.
No, he's pointing at Hellblade in his background.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I changed my background for you. No, I was just it's opposite, so I had to get my finger pointed in the right direction.
All right. Just don't be putting up that game, the game that shall not be named. Oshus.
Oh, I'll do that right now.
No, don't do that. Oshus. Hellblade 2, you down?
I love Norwegian culture and where it's set, but fuck Microsoft, bro. Like, no. They can kiss my ass. I'm not getting that. I'm not even wasting.
You have a Series X?
I do.
You pay for.
I still have a Game Pass. That's since
like
I still have
like,
it.
I'll get it when I feel like it. Like my space is filled up now. Like I've just re-downloaded Starfield. I'm not gonna download another Xbox.
Man, somebody get this man a body pillow.
Bro, what? I'm trying to understand your logic, Oshus.
No, what's
and
my
like
logic?
we're super late. We need to get out. But you what?
He's not gonna play it. He's not gonna
play
it.
I'm not
out
gonna
of
play
spite.
it. But he's like it's like no, like
out of
they've
spite.
taken so long, like to
Phil lied. He's not gonna play it.
No.
Quit asking questions, Loke.
Yeah, like right now, you sound like that kid that's like, you took so long to take me to the ice cream store. Now I don't want it.
I'm not going anymore. It's like, bro, what?
You promised me this 3 years ago. No, I'm not gonna. Like, I don't care about like Hellblade. Like,
I don't think it was scheduled for release 3 years ago.
No, I mean like they announced it when they announced the console. And like if I look at like which it was the first game to be announced the beginning of this generation, and it's only being released now. And if you look at how many games Sony has released in that same period that look so freaking good.
Why are you comparing this to something that you don't own? Like, I don't understand why you keep doing that.
He has a PS4 though.
Because it's a competitive to me. Gaming is supposed to be
But why
competitive.
does that matter? Like,
It
there's so many
matters
games
because
that
it
release
always
on.
matters.
There's a lot of games that release
Ham.
on Nintendo. Why aren't you using that as a metric as well?
Also,
Well,
it's like
because-
don't let PlayStation having good games make you not enjoy a game.
Don't you guys support sports?
That's weird.
Why does
that bother you so much?
The next
Another
team having a
platform
better
has a
quarterback
game,
affect you
and
or make you feel like
and it makes
shit,
you not.
we need a better
Another
quarterback.
platform has a game, and it makes you not enjoy the game that.
No, like it
can
makes
play
me
on your
feel that Microsoft is just not put in. Like, look, to answer that question from a Microsoft's perspective, honestly, is Microsoft have not released a game that was what they promised at release, whereas Sony has done that consecutively with each and every single game they've released.
Oh, well, I would argue that for what they promised with Horizon Forbidden West is not what I got.
Okay,
I would
Well,
very
that's
much
a fair
argue that.
Yeah, like I've only played that on PS4, so I can't like say
because that game.
No, it's fine. You can take everyone's word for it. It's pretty bad.
They told me, oh, we improved the melee combat. It's so much more dynamic. It's like I'm like, oh, I can't wait to play it, and then I play it, and I'm like, dude, this stinks. This is
But what about like what about Ragnarok? What about Spider-Man 2?
Ragnarok
all
was
overrated.
Great. Ragnarok was great, but
overrated.
But I went into Ragnarok thinking, okay, this is going to be
overrated, Mental.
I did, yeah.
Wow. Oh, Ragnarok. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like 2018 was better. Spider-Man 2 overrated. 2018.
I like Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2.
Because I've not played a significant part of those games, but I just felt that like.
So you haven't even played a significant part of them?
No, not really.
Yes,
I give both those games like a 7.
I mean, if you bought. If you bought Spider-Man 2 at launch the way that you're talking about Starfield and stuff at launch, you would know about Spider-Man. You would
Spider-Man 2 was rough.
I played it at launch.
So you think it's perfect from the outside because you're not engaging with it. But Spider-Man at launch, if you go back and look at some of the
it was terrible. Crashed constantly. Yeah, crashed constantly.
That was the first game I ever bought day one from PlayStation that like actively like crashed my game multiple times.
Oh,
like that I've never like
I had at least a dozen issues in that.
The devs for Returnal don't.
Yeah, Returnal.
Yeah, that was corrupting game saves or something, wasn't it?
Yeah,
like it was.
Me and Ham were playing Returnal. We are like, this is really fun, and then Ham's PS5 just fucking died, just offed itself. And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to play this. I'm uninstalling it immediately. I'm done. I'm not doing that.
See, I don't know this.
And like the way I'm seeing Ashish is it's like you have this like the grass is greener on the other side.
You're new, dude.
And I'm just saying like it seems to be, but go over there and take a look for yourself.
You can't listen to all the fanboys. That's the message.
Yeah.
Like
go
and get yourself a big whiff of that grass.
Go play.
The thing is, I've played these games. Like my thing is like my exposure to these games is through friends of mine that have PS5s, and so when I'm there for an evening and I play that, I'm like, shit, we don't have anything like that looks this good. Like when I play Horizon, like, and I don't like Eloy Horizon, but when I play Horizon, I just take the graphics. I'm like, there's nothing that looks this good on Xbox Series X. Like it just looks so next level. But I've never like played the game for like 20 hours or whatever.
Why haven't you?
So
because I don't own the console. I'm just there visiting the dude and I play like on his like
So why don't you get the console into the game?
The first one's on the PS4.
I loved Horizon Zero Dawn. Like that was my favorite game of the generation. Forbidden West I played like 2 hours and I couldn't do it anymore.
That's how I felt. I really enjoyed Zero Dawn, but Forbidden West just.
I near made Matt finish the game. I just repeatedly talking about.
I thought Zero Dawn was boring.
I beat Forbidden West out of spite.
But it looks good though.
I don't care if a game looks good.
But here's the thing.
So the thing you learn about Sony's games, they're very good at using the color palette to make the game look better than it actually does. When you actually compare it, like when I played God of War 2018 and everybody's going on about how wonderful the graphics were, all I saw was all the faults in it, right?
Yeah.
I'm a PC gamer by default, but when I played it, I could see where textures were overlapping and it was causing checkerboarding and all these issues. That's what I was seeing. It was a good looking game, but it wasn't the greatest game ever. Like, it was kind of spelled out to be, right? And they use bright colors and stuff, and that's what fools people into not noticing all the flaws.
It's
like, ooh, it's shiny.
I'll also say, like, in terms of Horizon Forbidden, or just Horizon in general, like, fidelity wise, yes, it's phenomenal. But
good.
it's just like, I've said it on this show before. Like, I'd rather if you put two TVs in front of me and you were playing Horizon, whichever one, Zero Dawn or Forbidden West, just pick whichever one, and then you put something like Elden Ring on the other one, I'm more visually drawn to Elden Ring because that pops more to me, as opposed to, like, for whatever reason, Horizon just looks kind of generic. I feel like Horizon looks like what mobile games will look like in 12 years. Kind of.
I can see where you're coming from with that.
Like how Killzone back on the PS3. Now you look at a mobile game, it's like it looks just like Killzone from like the PS3.
And just like another thing on Ragnarok, I fell asleep twice in that game while I was playing it.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't play any games.
So boring. There were sections that just dragged, and I just was like, please be over. Please be done.
Skippable cutscenes.
Yeah, I almost quit playing twice because if I'm falling asleep, I'm clearly not having a great time. But I persevered and got back to where it sped up a bit.
But if you like to fall asleep to video games, then that'd be the perfect game.
It would be. It would be.
Invest in Horizon. Buy all the Horizon games.
Well, the problem is Horizon, what's her name, is so boring that you can't even fall asleep. She's like, literally, like, you ever have someone so boring that you don't even, like, you're more mad at how boring they are than rather, like, be like, okay, you're just boring? Like, they're the right type of boring to, like, irritate you.
She feels like she was written by AI. She's so boring. Like, in the first game, like, I was not a fan.
Like, I was watching someone do, like, their stream of it, and I was like, oh, gosh. This is awful.
You should watch the PC streamers.
This is awful. She is awful.
With the mods. She looks much better with the mods.
All right. And on that note, we're going to move on to the next topic.
Moving on.
Bring on Call of Duty. Apparently it's coming to Game Pass.
What? No way.
We spent a couple, well, not we, but a bunch of people spent a lot of time slinging rumors that Call of Duty maybe won't be going to Game Pass.
First party Xbox game goes to Game Pass. Whoa.
That's probably why Oshus.
Wow.
It's probably why Oshus jumped ship.
He hates Call of Duty? Is that what you mean?
No, like, I don't like lies.
When he found out it wasn't going to. I
don't like being lied to.
Game Pass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, $25 sub. I just hope. Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I'm interested in.
I just want them to pull the bandage off and just put Halo on PlayStation. Like, that would just make things so easy.
Gee, dude, you are really down.
This guy is scorned.
Yo,
this guy is livid.
Can we even have like a normal conversation with you without you going all the way to 1,000, bro? Bring it down to 200 for a minute. About the subscription amount, I maintain my original point that I made years ago. Ham, Matt, and Coz, you guys probably remember me saying this, and people were dragging me, but I maintain this position till today. Game Pass at $60 a month would still be good value.
Yeah, I'm not quite there with you on that one, but
no.
But
yeah, you're tripping.
But yeah, like, I'm not. God bless you.
Nope.
But I'm not there with you.
Nope.
I mean, I see what you're saying. It's a game a month, right? And you can play more than that, right? I can see what you're saying, but I'm not paying for any service.
That's $60 a month now.
I'm paying $60 for Game Pass specifically. I'm paying. make a choice, guys. Am I a pony? Am I an export?
No,
One of
you're
the
a
two.
You're a
shill.
pony. You're a pony, but you're still a shill.
A pony that will pay $60 for Game Pass.
Yes.
The best service on the
I'm
planet.
glad you
in
said
terms
it,
of
so I don't
gaming.
need to say it.
All right, whatever. Anyways, let me read the article. Microsoft has apparently decided that this year's Call of Duty will release day one on Game Pass, according to new insider information. While Microsoft's Phil Spencer has previously stated that Call of Duty will eventually arise on Game Pass, so what's the point of this article? Following the acquisition of Activision Blizzard, there's recently been some doubts as to whether he'll go through with that promise, especially in regards to this year's new entry. And that's where we should stop the article, guys. In my opinion,
Sure.
that's where we stop, because Phil Spencer said something, he still hasn't retracted it. So
Look at
we should go off of that.
I love that background.
Yeah, I spent a bit of time making that back when there was
that's
a
Look
lot
at
of
you thinking you're
controversy.
so cool.
Lies of P3. Damn.
oh, dude, just described.
Yeah, I thought
That's
I'd throw
the
that out for
zeitgeist
you.
right now.
You're making him feel the betrayal all over again.
Oh my god. I'll just check the comment section.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jesus, you guys.
You know what? It's nice.
He doesn't
to
have a
a-
dual sense
another
to
pony.
sit on.
I would definitely do that. Like, I mean, it's got more features than what an Xbox controller has.
God,
Yo, this guy's doubling down. Said he would do
Who knows?
it.
Who knows what new experiences I might experience from that I have not gotten from Xbox, and who knows?
Yo, what are you doing when you sit on
What
your
are we
Xbox
doing?
controller?
What are we
What do you mean new experiences?
What are we doing?
He's
It's gonna be more than
experiencing.
what I can
Oh,
experience on
my.
my Xbox One controller that was repurposed for the Series X.
Public service announcement. Do not sit on your controller.
I'm gonna sit on my controller now, just because you said that. Where's my controller? I'm gonna sit on it. I'm gonna sit on not that one.
Oh my lord!
Jeez,
One that you don't mind. Yeah. Okay.
What are you
Never
trying to
mind.
say?
Oh jeez.
Sit on my controller.
Cozy, people are commenting on your weight right now. That is
yeah.
weightist. That is weightist.
I'm sitting on my controller. That's not comfortable.
Of course it's not. I mean,
yeah, Mishi, I'm with you, brother. Brother. What are you doing, brother? Brother.
I just heard that it has more features, bro. Like I don't know. Who knows?
Features on your butt? What are you doing, dude? Oh, you should have
Hey.
backed away from
He
that
likes the
conversation.
haptics on his ass. Oh,
I almost never notice the triggers and stuff on the PlayStation controller. Like I'm just being honest, and half the time I turn them off because I find it annoying. Like when I'm pulling trigger, I just want to pull the trigger. So I usually turn vibration.
That it has some of those PlayStation haptic feedback, you know.
oh, so it's the feedback that you enjoy.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see. Who knows? Like we'll see.
Yeah, I shut most of that stuff off, especially in shooters.
yeah, having that on in like Call of Duty or something must be insane.
Yeah, I know.
Must be like I don't know who's doing that.
Yo, Danny, what's wrong with you? Yo, Danny, what's wrong with you?
What the fuck?
Oh, all right. Sapo, don't do it.
Sapo, how do you know?
So I did it on what's this controller that Matt? What's the name of this controller, Matt? The one you recommend to everyone?
The Game Surge E7
Yeah.
SC.
Yeah,
Man.
I did it on that one because that one seems to be able to take a beating.
I would like to move on from this particular angle.
Yeah,
of this
I'll let you
conversation.
guys. I'll let you guys know how this one tastes.
Let's go. Oh man, that's a
Yes.
good question.
You're gonna lick it after sitting on it. Never mind.
Oh my god, what are we doing?
Oh Jesus!
I gotta make dinner.
I don't know if that's good or bad for your ESG rating, Loke. I'm not sure how this. I don't know. I don't know if it makes it better because it's inclusive or worse. I'm not
It
sure.
is inclusive. It is
Yeah.
inclusive for the.
I don't
for
know.
the- What are they called? Controller sexuals, I guess, or gamepad sexual.
Controller
I don't-
attracted, I think, would probably.
Yeah, controller. Yeah, controller queer
I'm
or
a
something.
I'm a
I don't
game
know.
sexual. I'm a game sexual.
We know
Yeah.
because you like games.
Okay, so we need to get out of here.
Sure do, bud.
I don't know how to segue. So,
Well, hey, figure it out.
Matt, what's your opinion on Call of Duty apparently still going to Game Pass? And then
I
we
think
can
it's
hop on out.
it's funny that this was even a question. I mean, the only thing I'm interested to know is what it means for the price. Are they going to add a whole new tier? Are they just going to raise the price of Ultimate? What are they going to? Who knows? But we'll see. But this doesn't surprise me. It's cool.
All right, Cozy, I'm banning you from doing anything that could ever be misinterpreted by anyone in the chat.
What?
All right.
I just sat on my controller because Osha sits on his.
Okay, Cozy, that's it. That's the end of it. Why would she do it again? What? Ham, we're about to hop on out of here.
I didn't do it again.
Ham, we're about to hop on out of here. Do you have anything you want to say before I ask everyone else to do their outros?
Oh, about Call of Duty coming to Game Pass?
Yes.
Yeah. Stop listening to dumbasses.
Oh.
Yeah, that part. Stop listening to dumbasses. People keep telling you what not to be excited about, and then you end up looking like Oshes. Look, I mean, bro, ready for the repo man to come and take all this shit.
Wow.
Why did you ask me about it, Lo?
I've got it.
Yeah, you're next, Cozy.
Oh.
But
okay.
But other than that, I mean, let's go. I'm excited for Call of Duty to come through. I'm excited to hear what they got coming this June at the showcases. This just makes the showcase that much more exciting, right? And this is the type of news that positive news that they need to come out in the midst of just the
wealth of negative news.
As Leahy would say, the shitacane. That was
there you go.
There you go. That was fucking Xbox for the past like month and a half or so. So
yeah,
I mean, you get positive news right here. You get which isn't really that much news at all, right? Because I mean, I feel like the people that didn't jump and abandon the whole idea of what they've been talking about for the last few years kind of seen this coming very easily. But you get this news right here, and then you get Hellblade that's coming out this Tuesday, and then in a couple weeks you get a showcase. Like, I mean, that's kind of an about face after a bunch of bad news.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say though. I'm done.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here, you guys.
Cozy and Oshus, the next comments I'm going to read are directly towards you two.
Yeah.
And you guys should know this is all your fault. All right. Yeah. Now you have to sit on the Xbox controller and comment which one is more comfortable. The next one says sit on a flight stick. The next one says the Wiimote is the most comfortable.
Whoa. Damn. Someone's gonna.
So Cozy, what are your thoughts?
Nicer.
You have to unmute yourself, Cozy.
It's the most comfortable controller to sit on.
Cozy, let's not lean into this.
Yeah, I don't think.
See how flat and smooth it is.
The keyboard is the most comfortable controller to sit on, guys. Just sit on the freaking keyboard.
No, but the keyboard doesn't contour toward the chair like this does.
They put a lot of thought into this.
Danny Casada, thank you for super chat. Says who's gonna sit on the new modular accessible controller?
That's too expensive to sit on.
Oh jeez.
All right, Cozy, Call of Duty going to Game Pass.
I'm super excited. I'm excited to, get a chance to experience Call of Duty, to download it, to play it, all of that. Be in the lobbies, being toxic, just the typical. I expect to have a great Call of Duty experience. Yeah.
Let's go.
Nice.
None of that was true. Yay for the people who play it.
It is. It's true.
All right, mental. Cozy,
So
get that off your chair. Get it off your chair.
What?
All right, you're damaging the entire.
It.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, mental thoughts on Call of Duty going to Game Pass. Apparently,
well, I'm looking forward to playing Modern Warfare 3 because I didn't buy it. So yay. In terms of Game Pass, I think they need a different tier. But I think they need it at the bottom end, like a cheaper tier that doesn't give you games day one. Like something that you wait 6 months, but you pay $5 a month for it. If they want to see growth, I think that would do it. Drop the price a bit and then remove first party day one. I've been saying that for years. Like when they first came out with Game Pass, I thought they kind of made a mistake by not having it tiered that way.
Game Pass Core.
Yeah, they should have had Ultimate should have been the only one that gave you day one. And they should have had now I'm serious, like I'm thinking this purely from the business perspective. And all the cheaper tiers, they could have had like a 3 or 6 month delay on the day one or like on the first party games. From a business perspective, that would have sold Ultimate to everybody. And then they would have been making more money and you guys wouldn't be crying about studios closing. So there you go.
Win-win.
You were just saying you'd pay $60 a month for it, Loke. So
I would.
That's what you were saying. You were saying it was worth $60 a month.
And I stand by that.
So
I do.
Anyway, that's what I think they should do.
All right.
Then they'd push more people into the Ultimate.
All right.
Yeah.
Ushers.
Go
ahead.
Being cold-hearted business here, guys. That's all I'm talking. Like,
it's all numbers, really.
It is, and then everybody buys Ultimate, and it would show more value for Ultimate too, for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Not everybody has a PC to take advantage of it. So anyway,
Ushers, Call of Duty on Game Pass.
Well, I think it's a great idea.
Funny.
I hope it syncs Xbox faster than it's already syncing. And
wow!
we can just get this whole thing over and done with. I honestly think that this is
diabolical.
This is what they brought us into, us supporting the Activision Blizzard thing, and then they switched up on us and said, well, we were planning to do that, but now we want to put all our games on other platforms, so fuck you. So all those exclusives we've been promising you don't matter anymore. And any hopes of I just feel that Xbox has killed the console business, including for Sony. So whatever they do, I just don't pay, bro. Right now,
nasty.
I think the only thing left, if you care about gaming and you wanna make sure that your gaming is what you want or close to what you want as an experience, just get yourself a PC type device. Consoles are just gonna be there to just milk you for $70 incomplete experiences day one. Phil Spencer lied, and they all lied. And as this panel has said, that all of them are liars as executives, and everybody concurs that they all liars, and that you can't believe anything that they promise you. So I don't care at this point in time, in terms of what these guys say or what they promise us and what they say that they vision, because none of that matters. They don't care about any of that. So it's chilled.
It doesn't sound chill. Man. It doesn't sound.
No, it's not.
No.
I'm heartbroken.
I agree with you though. If they go to full third party and they put all their games on PlayStation, the hardware will cease to exist. A lot sooner than most people will like it.
And then people.
That's just the reality. They already have a sales problem. They're already getting screwed on third party. You're right. You're 100%. I agree with that.
This is a good one by Sapo. PlayStation guys don't buy games. Who's really?
They
clean the business?
do. They buy Call of Duty. They buy the sports ball games. They buy like the
And
microtransactions in
I don't necessarily
Fortnite.
disagree with that comment. It's just that PlayStation sells consoles, so
Yeah,
third
they do.
party has a huge incentive to put them first all the time.
What does
How
Xbox sell? Like,
often do PlayStation games just perform better? Or games perform better on PlayStation because it's the priority, and
what
that's
does
where
Xbox sell?
Microsoft is missing the boat.
What does
Oh,
Xbox
That's all.
sell? Like what are they selling? Like they can't even sell. They
Controllers.
can't even tell you that they're selling Game Pass anymore because that shit goes nowhere. It's not like it hasn't met their standards. Hence, they just they're slashing studios left, right, and center. Like
Yeah, I'm just being like honest about it, right? I'm no fanboy stuff. It's just I'm a fan of Xbox. Like I've been an Xbox Live subscriber for 20 years.
Stop being such a fanboy. That's gross.
I know. How dare I? I haven't
Yeah.
been subscribing to PSN
Same.
that
I'm
long.
guilty of the same thing. Like I wish I wasn't
Yeah.
such a freaking fanboy and
I
believed
like
Phil
Xbox,
Spencer.
but
I'm not a
These-
fanboy.
Microsoft
and these
doesn't like
good hair.
Xbox.
You're
When
a
he comes
fan
out there with
girl.
his jacket,
I'm not.
and then he's like, "Guys, don't worry, this is under control. It's all fine.
It's
I'll fix
yeah.
this."
It's not Phil's fault though.
No,
It's
I don't.
the Microsoft execs that have
I'm a
stepped
fan of
in
my
and said
wallet.
this is how it's going to be. So it is what it is. They don't care about the
Facts.
hardware business
No, they don't.
at the top
Jeez,
level. They
man.
care about the
Somebody
short-term
said-
bottom line
They said pictures
profits.
that you have, bro.
I would have never had an Xbox if they didn't actually put their games on PC. Actually,
And the worst thing about Xbox is that Xbox is the best
You're
thing
still
Microsoft has ever
going.
made. It's the best product they've ever produced was Xbox in terms of like a complete hardware product. They've never made anything better than Xbox, and they're
the
gonna kill it.
Zune.
Yeah, well, they killed that. I didn't even
No.
know Zune.
The future
So they'll
is the
kill-
future of the Xbox is also dead, and that's okay.
Yeah, that's what Microsoft
All right.
does best.
Ushers, we will send you the invoice for this therapy session we just had over 3 hours.
This is
3
what
hours.
Oshus is gonna look like when he finally dies. He's just gonna
When
fucking.
Xbox finally dies,
He's
yes.
just gonna fucking turn into stone.
This is a
Wait,
good
where's
one.
the music coming from?
That's me. I'm playing you music because you're doing all the sad stuff. So thought I'd throw in some sad violin.
This is
The tiniest violin, the tiniest
You-
one.
A little bit of background for you.
Yeah.
Aw.
Right. And on that note,
Poor Oshers.
Matt, tell everyone where they can find you. So we can walk on out of here.
You can find me on YouTube, Matt Likes Games, videos every Monday and Friday. Podcast every Wednesday at 2 p.m. at 4 p.m. Eastern with Ham Solo here, the 2-player podcast. And you can find me here Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern for BullSittin with all you guys. So that's where you can find me.
All right.
There we go. This is
anything
a
you
great.
wanna plug?
This is a great photo to give Oshus for his way out right here.
I gave you everything, my soul, my heart, like it wasn't nothing for you. Damn. Technically, Ushers is the one leaving Xbox, not the other way around. But okay.
Yeah.
Ham, anything you want to plug before we hop on out of here?
Yes. I just want to say, I wish you the best, Oshus,
Thanks, Sam.
on your gaming journey. It sounds quite grim. I'm pretty happy I don't think like you in that sense.
I'm going through a lot right now.
I could see that, and I really hope that one day you get to experience the greatness that you can't seem to stop talking about but never play.
Yeah, it's on PC. Like it's simple as that. It's on PC, dude. You want to experience gaming greatness? Go to PC.
Oh yeah, PC.
First time you said something
Yeah, I
that made
can't argue with
sense
that.
this whole
Yeah.
podcast. This whole
leave
podcast.
all this console BS and just go to PC, man. They're just a bunch of corporate suits lying to you all the time for no reason.
All right, Ham, you done or?
I'm all set.
All right, Cozy Beluga.
Woohoo!
Plug.
You can find me every place you find all the coziest of belugas, especially here on Fridays, and then afterwards being wasted with Wise on Fridays.
Hey.
Yeah, and doing other things.
All right, Mental 9 Hour. where can people find you?
You can find me. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
No.
Yes. Don't listen to
How's that better?
Don't listen to Cozy. Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. I was messing with settings in order to play the violins for you, so I wasn't sure if you could hear me. Anyway, I got my dog barking at me, but yeah, you can find me at Mental 9R pretty much everywhere, PSN and Xbox and Steam and you name it. X, of course, and Caffeine Entertainment on YouTube. And of course, I'm here on Fridays as long as they'll have me. After today's show, maybe not much longer. I'm not sure, but you never know. But yeah, and I'm found with Loke occasionally on Sundays too. So
Okay, cool. Ham, is that Cal Lightman from Lie to Me?
I don't know.
It looks like him. Yeah.
It does. It's a great show. Lie to Me is awesome.
Brilliant show.
that was a good show.
Yeah.
Seems
yeah.
boring.
Osh,
That's some high
Oshes.
definition sadness right there.
See now you've built this up. Now I have to say that like yeah.
Do I
you can
need to
find
bring the
me.
music back?
You can find me.
Oshus, besides crying about
In
Xbox,
therapy
where
about
can people
Xbox.
find you?
But that's the weird thing is that you can find me on South Africa's biggest Xbox community with over 12,000 people.
I'm gonna send them a link.
That's where
of
I'm.
this
It's,
podcast, and
so I'm
they'll
part of
kick
South
you out.
Africa's. I'm part of the Xbox Players South Africa community, and that's
now.
where I'm most present. Yeah, for now, yes. I'm going to jump.
He's a
ship very
sleeper
soon.
agent there.
And yeah, besides that, like I'm on all the socials. You know, my name is like it's the only one that's like that there. So if you just like put Orchis and you'll find me in all those different social platforms. Yeah, so that's basically it. And thanks, guys.
All right. Okay. Oshus was the last one. All right. So, thank you so much for watching. This is BullSittin on TSWS Gaming. Our weekly schedule is as follows. Sundays is for my gaming log. This is where I get into the IRL side of gaming at 2100 hours Central African time. This week, it will be Mental plus Oshus and Cozy.
Maybe.
Yes.
Cozy's gonna come. All right.
Mondays.
I have much else to do. I don't think.
Mondays are for the crossover at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, where Ham Solo and K-Mega discuss Xbox stuff and more. Tuesdays, me and Ham Solo duke it out in a quick fire discussion centering on video game news on the lowdown at 5 p.m. Eastern. Wednesdays, we're off on TSWS, but Ham Solo does feature on Matt Likes Games channel for the two-player podcast at 4 p.m. Eastern. Thursdays are headlined by Behind Them Sticks at 8 p.m. Eastern, where Ham Solo introduces people in and around gaming to everyone. Fridays is the big hangout we've coined as BullSittin, featuring Cozy Beluga, Matt Likes Games, Ham Solo, Mental 9R, myself, and a special guest or two to discuss the week's big gaming happenings and finding out what Cozy Beluga will eat or drink live on stream.
I forgot the pizza burger. Burger pizza.
Yes, you did.
Forgot about it.
Yes, you did. We still have time for it. Thank you for tuning into BullSittin on TSWS Gaming. We hope you had as much fun watching as we did talking gaming. If you enjoyed the podcast, smash the like button. If you didn't enjoy the podcast, also smash the like button, because we all know the algorithm does not care. Also, subscribe to our channel for more gaming content. Thank you for watching as we wait for Cozy's pizza burger. Let's see.
Shit is burnt.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh,
you're muted. We can't hear you.
Muted.
It's got burger bits on it.
Let's see.
See, it's just burger bits.
Looks like, was that cheeseburger? Is that the?
Yeah, it's like a spicy burger pizza.
Okay.
I was
Nice.
literally about to say, watch Cozy just bite into the whole thing right there. and then she did.
Hey, Cozy, hold it real quick, Cozy,
Like,
and take a bite right in the center.
It's like really hard to do.
Yeah,
My mouth doesn't-
fold it like a quesadilla.
Yeah, fold it like a
Perfect.
quesadilla.
jeez.
Here we
this
go.
is how to. This is.
Oh,
Oh my
Oh my
lord!
gosh, she did it.
Okay, bye bye.
She actually got
Bye-bye,
read it.
everyone.
Cheers, everyone.
Impressive.